Intro. Good morning. It's Rand and Rhys in the morning. We got caffeine. We're going to talk about movies, TV, comics, whatever we talk about, tangents, probably.
Oh, for sure.
Today, after a little bit of anecdotes, we're probably gonna, catch up,
Probably.
tell you some amazing stories. We're gonna go into a sitcom bracket. I create a bracket with all the shows that Rhystopher has seen at least partially, I believe. He's probably
Yeah.
seen more, maybe he's seen less, but he's going to decide what the greatest of all time is.
Just
And
me?
yeah,
What about you?
so
Is it a
I'll
team
I'll,
thing?
I'll weigh in. We can do it
Okay.
together. I was gonna because I've seen there are a lot more shows that I have seen that I didn't include on this.
Okay.
But
I
I
mean,
got one.
I'm fine having full control. I have no issue with that.
How do I add?
Can you right click and do like,
There was a button earlier. I think because I started the tournament, I can't add it.
oh, that's what was it? What were we gonna add?
Nathan, for you.
Oh,
All right, I'll get rid of one. That '90s show, I'll get rid of.
okay. Yeah, that 90s show or How I Met Your Father are both complete shit. So they're kind of just a
I
given for
just
a
needed a
loss.
few extra ones.
Yeah. Potentially
How's your
worse.
week been?
That's been long.
Yeah. Did you guys get almost a drown day, flood day off from school?
No, it
That's too
it
bad.
rained. It didn't rain that much last weekend, and then on Wednesday it was raining pretty hard, but then it cleared up like a little bit afterwards. We had two tornadoes though in where I live.
Really? That's crazy. Do you guys usually get tornadoes?
I don't think so because everyone that I know who heard about it was pretty surprised, and I don't think they're very common in the place that I'm in. So
Yeah, in
yeah,
Glasgow.
yeah.
That's where
So
you canonically live now.
that was interesting. But how about you? How was
Oh, it's been a
last
week and a
night?
half, I suppose. Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
go last night.
Mm.
You know how I've been sick for a while?
Yeah.
Well, yesterday I was feeling sick again. Today I feel fine for the most part. I'm a little bit clogged. My
Wow.
my, my noggin was chock full of vitamins, I'm pretty sure. Because
That's the
I've been storing vitamins. I don't recommend it. I don't think it's the most efficient way to get them into your system, but
You've been what?
snorting vitamins.
Oh, so you said storing, and I was like, what are you talking about?
I've been storing vitamins in my brain like a squirrel for winter.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Maybe that's just the professor life, you know? You're constantly
Yeah.
around the college students, and they just bring different shit.
Yeah, it's like how most people bring apples to a teacher or like a gift card to Starbucks. They just give me vitamins because they know
Yeah,
I'm so healthy. Or they're worried that I'm so unhealthy that I'm going to die soon.
maybe.
All
I
right.
hope not.
You have a Reese to For You page today? What have
Nothing
you
too
been?
crazy.
Yeah?
The first one that comes to mind is that there's this quote unquote lost song that has been
Okay.
going around. I don't know if you've heard it.
I doubt it.
Like it sounds kind of good, but it's like it sounds like Dark. You do know
Yeah.
Dark.
The
You
televisual
know,
series?
yeah. You know that when that kid's in the room and the TV's playing that really kind of like disturbing song constantly.
No, I don't remember that.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
yes, I do.
yeah. Did you watch it dubbed or subbed?
Sub.
Okay, that might change your experience for it. But
Okay.
like it just played like a kind of like old retro, not retro, but like 80s kind of song. And it was just haunting how it like sounded that kind of stuff. And this one
Yeah.
sounds exactly like it. So everyone's like, wow, this is so crazy. But then I've seen like a YouTube video that someone found that was just the song. Like it's not really lost, I don't think. So
Okay.
it's very interesting. That's pretty much
Well,
it.
I'll put a link to that in the description. I'm able to easily put the podcast on YouTube now, by which I mean YouTube allows you to input an RSS feed, which will just automatically upload the podcasts.
Oh,
So I
cool.
did that and I was like, okay, upload all of them since, January, because I've already uploaded a few of them.
Hmm.
And they're all just sitting there in my YouTube channel pending. So I might have to do some work there.
Hey, they're in motion. You said it. Good job.
Yeah, I might just delete the RSS feed, re-upload the RSS feed, and upload it one by one,
Okay. Yeah.
just because then we can get a little bit more exposure for our channel, my
Hmm.
channel that you're even forced to be a part of.
I'm the star of,
You
obviously.
are the star. I
That
asked
would
Rhystopher today. I was like, "What do you want to talk about?" He went, "Something that does not require preparation." So here we are. I'm gonna I might upload this as a video, depending on if it shows us on the screen as well. If it doesn't, then I'll upload this as a video and then maybe put in some clips or something. But honestly, probably not. Anyway, today we have 24 sitcoms. Would you say
nice.
sitcoms are your favorite genre of book?
A book, probably,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. What about of TV?
Yeah, not as
Yeah.
much as a book, but they're
Yeah.
definitely my favorite. Like, even if they're not always objectively the best shows, they're always just so entertaining.
They're very pleasant to watch.
Yeah.
Like they're easily digestible.
Mhm.
They're typically not very harrowing. So
Yeah.
like you get home after a long day of living in Glasgow and dealing with tornadoes all day, you want to watch something that's simple that you're not gonna have to like really focus on and digest. It's not gonna take hours to digest. It's not super full of vitamins and what am I doing?
I don't know.
I've only had one rain today, so
Oh, I have had like half a monster.
you're a monster. All right,
Still,
let's
Monster
get
owns
going.
Rain. Have we talked about that?
Monster does own Rain. I've told you
Yeah.
that several times, and then you
Yeah.
told me.
Yeah, you're welcome. I told you the first. No, I didn't.
I don't know what website. I'm on Bracket HQ. This is a official bracket that I've created. I can probably upload it after we're done. I don't know why it didn't let me have two sides to the bracket, but this will be easier, I guess.
I mean, you
But
probably
I
could have
don't know.
changed. It doesn't matter,
No,
but
I
you
looked
probably could
around.
have.
I spent like 5 minutes on this before you joined the call. So
I almost joined
you
early.
should have. I was on like 2 minutes early.
I was listening to music and was like, I'll finish this song, and then it ended at like exactly
What song was it? It's important for the listeners.
Forever by Noah Khan.
All right, can you sing it for us?
Uh, wait,
Forever, I wanna be with you.
um,
Forever.
I can't make rent, so we
Uh,
window shop on
okay.
the Upper West Side.
And
Oh
we are now
my
gonna be sued.
God.
This is my plan all along. We're gonna get sued by Noah Khan, and then we can
I
meet him.
hope not. Actually, that's a good point. I would love to meet him.
I
I
doubt he would make effort to meet us. Well, we can be like, we'll settle if you meet us.
I feel like he wouldn't sue us.
Did you hear that I'm gonna get to go to the Noah Khan concert that you guys all decided to go to without me? You goddamn
I
assholes.
I I was going regardless of who
I
went,
know, but no one invited me.
which I think is crazy. I think
I
I've
could
voiced
have
this, and
after
I
the
don't want to
fact.
like throw Brianna under the bus or anything.
Yeah.
But like I feel like you're on par with like Brianna and Brecklin, like how much you like him kind of thing.
I probably
Like
like him
if
more
not,
than
you like
Brecklin.
yeah, and
Probably more than
so
Brianna
it
too,
surprises me that you weren't in the discussion because like obviously out of the four of us, I am the biggest fan.
for now.
Yeah. But I was confused. Yeah, but that's good.
Yeah, friend of the show, Dustin. After I told him about this, he was like, "Oh, you want to go together?" And I assured him, "I'm like, I bet you something happens to where I get to go." And I was right. So,
Wait, why can you go now?
because Brecklin was, what should her name be on her channel? You're Rhystopher, I'm not Rand. Brianna, I guess, is Britato. Brecklin could be Brecklecken.
Yeah.
She might be in Europe while a different part of Europe while we're all
Okay.
attending this concert.
Interesting.
I
I didn't know
uploaded that
she was
It's
in
Always
Europe.
Sunny video to my TikTok. I re-downloaded TikTok so I could do this, and it's fucking blowing up.
Nice. That's
It's
because
been
we're
like
geniuses.
30, it's been like 30 minutes, and I have 2,000 views and 200 likes.
And I'm not even one of
No, thank God. All right, we gotta focus.
them.
This is important. No tangents. I
Okay.
also told Dustin that I might, because Emma's going to the concert, right?
Mhm.
Don't tell her I said this. Emma, if you're listening, skip forward 40 minutes. I
Okay.
I was like, maybe I'll just like orchestrate a temporary breakup between Rhys and Emma so I can get her ticket.
Okay.
But then I was like, it seems like a lot of
You
work. And
like
also,
single-handedly make her end up staying in California for some reason, like you shut down the airport
yeah,
and she
Glasgow,
can't go.
California, Glasgow.
Yeah.
All right,
Hey,
let's get
she can
started.
live wherever, man.
Yeah. I have you probably mentioned what your favorite sitcom of all time is, but maybe this bracket will change it.
Hmm.
And I'm kind of looking at the lineups here, and I'm a little bit upset that,
Yeah, there are some that are gonna get out way earlier than they should.
yeah, but that's just how,
The
the
cookie
tree
crumbles.
fell, the
Yeah.
cookie crumbles. Let's start with the first one, Party Down versus 30 Rock. What do you think? I mean,
I,
Party Down is really great. I haven't seen the new season though. Have you?
I haven't either. And I haven't rewatched either of these since like
Yeah.
whenever you told me to watch them, like beginning of high school or something.
Okay.
I
What
don't what were you gonna say?
So what did you think of 30 Rock? Because I feel like I really loved it, and I didn't even know if you watched it until we were talking about it one time on the show.
Oh yeah,
Like, I
no,
know I told you to watch it, but I didn't know if you did.
I did. I think I enjoyed it at times, but it was one that I had a really hard time watching the entire series of. Like I think there were
Yeah,
some seasons that I was like good, but it took me much longer than it should have. But
okay, but
I enjoyed
Party
it.
Down's a quick watch.
It is a very quick watch, and
Yeah,
I think of it fondly. I feel like I want to
okay.
say I think of it
More
fonderly.
fondly
Yeah,
than 30
than
Rock?
30 Rock.
Really? So you're gonna go with Party Down over 30
I
Rock?
think because I think
Real?
I do think I enjoyed it more, but 30 Rock I remember more like quotes from because there are a couple
Okay.
that I wrote down as potential senior quotes because they were funny.
I can't even think of a single quote from Party Down.
Yeah, I can't remember any plots. I just picture them in their little suits.
Yeah, I mean, I know that Adam Scott's character used to be like a famous guy, and now he's working at a fucking what's it called?
Party
Catering
down.
company, party
Yeah.
down company. Ken Marino's in it. That guy, Ken Marino. I think that's his name. He's one of
Uh,
those famous
he's in
that
Brooklyn
guys.
Nine-Nine.
He's always showing up, and you're like, oh, it's you, but I always
Is
forget
he
about him.
he's the one captain in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, right? Is that what you're talking about?
I think so. I
He's
don't
like
know
really
though.
dumb.
Yeah,
Not the actor.
no, the actor himself. It's
Yeah.
we're gonna ruffle some feathers already because we're picking Party Down over 30 Rock, but that's fine. Submit scores.
Yeah, that one,
Woo!
no offense to 30 Rock. I just don't remember it insanely well.
You know how I deleted TikTok recently?
Yeah.
Uh, one of the things right before I deleted it, and I don't actually know much about this, but people have turned on Tina Fey. Did you know that?
No, I haven't heard
Like,
about that.
like Tina Fey is like I knew the name Tina Fey since I was born. Like people would always like
Yeah.
reference her before I even knew who she was, what she had done,
Yeah, there's a
and
Family
like
Guy episode where she's in church and they make a comment about like, "Oh, you're not as good as Jesus." And then Tina Fey stands up and is like, "I
yeah.
am." And then they just agree with it.
Yeah, people really, I mean, from memory at least, people like she is pretty well renowned and like loved and stuff. She made Mean Girls initially,
hmm
30 Rock obviously, Kimmy Schmidt. I could have added Kimmy Schmidt to this. Have you seen Kimmy Schmidt?
I have seen Kimmy Schmidt.
Yeah, but apparently people have turned on her, and I don't know why.
Oh, like in the sense that they're trying to cancel her, or in the sense that they just don't think she's funny or stuff like
I
that.
think both. Like the video I saw was talking about how with the new Mean Girls musical movie adaptation, there was an
hmm
interview with Tina Fey, and I don't know what the context of the interview was, but she had mentioned something like, "Yeah, like people are trying to like claim Mean Girls as their own and tell me what I should do or how it's supposed to be like portrayed or written and such." But
hmm
then Tina Fey was like, "But it's, it's mine. Like I made this. Like I feel a sense of
Yeah.
ownership," which she did make that.
Yeah, she
And
has this ownership, literally.
yeah, and I'm not to imply that, fans and people who grew up with it and love it, like they can't have a sense of like ownership and love for this
hmm
property.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of the start of the video or TikTok, and then it went into like how Tina Fey is transphobic and like all her jokes are constantly making fun of like trans people. And I don't know if that's true or not. I don't
hmm
remember 30 Rock or Kimmy Schmidt doing that, but not to say that there aren't transphobic jokes in those shows. I'm
hmm
not going to really take a stance on that because I don't know. But then they were saying like, yeah, like finally people are against Tina Fey, and I've been against Tina Fey this whole time. And all the comments, because I looked at the comments, be like, yeah, fuck Tina Fey. Like it's crazy that she's still working and stuff. And I was like, oh Jesus, I don't know what's happening. I got really scared.
I find it interesting how that pretty like that happens, which everyone like when that happens, if
Yeah,
someone is essentially getting canceled, there's always the comment being like, "Oh, I've always been against,"
yeah,
or like
right.
that kind of stuff. Yeah.
For the record, let the record show that Reese and I, if someone gets canceled, we always hated them.
Yeah.
No matter who it
Every
is.
time, yeah.
Every time we always knew. We
If
knew they
it's
were
people
bad.
we've said is our favorite, if it's
We
Donald
were
Glover
we were
somehow.
joking. We were pulling a sick prank on you and you fell
Yeah.
for it. You
Yeah.
fuck. Now we're gonna get canceled for saying that. All right, moving on
Probably.
to the next one. Superstore versus Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I'm just gonna go right ahead and click this
Yeah.
one for you. Uh,
Yeah.
but Superstore is pretty solid.
Yeah, it has very interesting characters and very funny, like individual pieces. But Brooklyn
Yeah.
Nine-Nine is just so good.
Yeah,
Every aspect of it has arguably the best, like, besides probably Community, it has the best like group and the most like
okay.
wholesome. It like besides Ted Lasso, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think when I asked you, you told me Ted Lasso was really wholesome. I asked you how it compared to Brooklyn Nine-Nine because I've always seen it as such a wholesome show.
Was I surprised?
You were,
Because
you were like,
I
oh,
was like, I don't really think of Brooklyn Nine-Nine as wholesome. I think you're right. I think it is. But that's
yeah.
not really where my mind goes. But Superstore isn't the worst sitcom on this list. It's
No,
not
I
the
would take it
best.
over both of the past two.
It's, in my opinion, it's highly middling. It's very palatable. It's
hmm
enjoyable. It's funny, but it's, I don't know, inoffensive. And I don't really have any problems with it. I just don't enjoy it as much as I do other sitcoms. It's something I'd watch
Yeah.
like casually,
Yeah. No,
and I
it's
do need to
very,
catch
very
up on that.
entertaining. I
Yeah.
haven't watched the last season.
I'm like 3 seasons behind, I think. I don't know. But I
Yeah.
did mention, I think I mentioned on the show that guy in one of my classes who's at Superstore was his favorite narrative of all time.
Yeah. Very interesting choice. But I mean, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it.
I'd say so far, and again, this is Reese's bracket,
Yeah.
but I'm kind of so far at least in agreement with him. I don't
Hmm.
know if I'd put Party Down over 30 Rock. I haven't seen either in a long time. I
Yeah.
might have picked 30 Rock just because Party Down got canceled too soon and I haven't seen the revival. But 30 Rock had like a full kind of run,
Hmm.
whereas Party Down, like the I think 2 seasons, right? Initially.
I think too. Yeah.
Both are phenomenal, but it was just, in my opinion, I would have potentially picked 30 Rock just for that
Mhm.
reason. This one
Is
sucks because I know
oh,
what
for
you're gonna
you.
pick,
Yeah.
but
It's
Brock Meyer versus Community. Brock Meyer is
Community.
better than 99% of shows on this list, in my opinion.
Yeah,
It's
I know
not
it's
better, I
one of
guess,
your
but
favorite shows, but it's
it's
not
like
better
my
than
number
Community.
3. No, it's not. But I adore that show. Everyone should watch it. It's goddamn hilarious.
It is very funny, yeah.
But no, it gotta. Sorry, Brockmire.
Yeah, that's why I was curious about the seeding and stuff, because especially like Community is technically a lower seed,
Yeah, I
but
don't
it's
know what the.
definitely
I
yeah.
spent 5 minutes on this, Rhystopher. Okay.
No, I know. That's why I asked at the beginning. That's what I'm saying. That
Yeah.
makes sense that it was kind of randomized.
Can we pick Brockmire? You mind?
No, you can
Ah,
replace Party
shit.
Down with it if you want, I guess. But
Nah,
it's
I
just gonna
can't. I
lose to
don't.
Community again later on.
It is. I don't know. And Community is, in my opinion, probably the best sitcom. Not to spoil. If this were my bracket, the final two would probably have been Community and Brockmire.
Yeah, the first three seasons of Community are the best
Yeah, and the
sitcom television, period.
oh shit, have you heard you know the Community movie is coming out at some point before we
Yeah.
die, probably.
Yeah.
So
That or Hollow
right
Knight
be
Silk Song, which comes
r-
first.
right before the writers' strike, Dan Harmon was like, "Yeah, it was basically done. We were about to start production, and then the writers' strike happened, so they had to, postpone it."
Mhm.
But I'm working on a Community video, and
Oh,
I found a
cool.
quote from Donald Glover talking about the plot of the Community movie. I want to get your idea or your thoughts on this, unless
Idea.
yeah.
I
Well,
haven't heard it, no.
okay, I was gonna say if you've heard this, stop me. But supposedly it's a like college reunion, and Abed at this point is like a an acclaimed famous director, and he's
Makes
making a
sense.
documentary movie about the reunion, and
Mhm.
supposedly this is like Abed's magnum opus or
Yeah,
something like that.
it's incredibly fitting in universe for sure.
Yeah, and I imagine just if I could, ran speculation here, the a potential conflict there is going to be Jeff kind of upset because Jeff was kind of like the main focal point for a lot of the show. Like
Mhm.
he's the big shot, right? He's the big shot lawyer.
Mhm.
People go to him for advice and stuff, but coming to this reunion, he might wish that, it was all about him and
Mhm.
the fact that it's all about Abed and people are like, "Oh my God, it's Abed," like, but no one's like, "Oh my God, it's Jeff." He might
Yeah.
have to you have some internal conflict there and he's going to have to deal with it.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. And often kind of like doing his thing where he'll fake certain things to make the documentary better, I guess, and kind of like offend them in the process, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Do you think Abed would have made a good director? Because he's very filmic literate. He's seen every movie ever, it seems.
Yeah,
But when we actually see the stuff he makes, like that first
not
movie he
very
made,
good.
it's one of the worst things intentionally. Like it's not act. They weren't trying to
Yeah.
present like, oh, this is genuinely great. But like that short film he made about his parents, but it's Jeff and Britta, really horrible.
I think he will be able to make like a certain style that may not be like world renowned, but like
Yeah.
he could get a cult following is what it kind of yeah.
Okay.
Like
Uh,
his style will just make people love
yeah.
him.
Also, everyone's returning except for Pierce, obviously Chevy Chase.
Yeah, that's what I
They
figured.
they mentioned in whatever article, I think it was I don't know, it might have been Screen Rant, which isn't reliable, but wherever I was
Mhm.
looking. Also, this may not even be true. None of this that I just said could be true. It could just be people lying.
Yeah.
But they were like, I mean, Chevy Chase was, he antagonized a lot of the cast. He, butt heads with Dan Harmon and Joel McHale.
Hmm.
And when they killed him off, like I think he kind of wanted to leave the show anyway. But he is dead in universe, so they
Yeah, he's
could bring him
canonically
back.
dead.
They could do like a flashback where it's like maybe Jeff is like freaking out because he's not the focus of the documentary or of the reunion, and it
Hmm.
cuts back to like him talking to Pierce about something because at that point he's kind of the Pierce figure.
Hmm.
And then we get to see like a nice flashback to him, kind of like in. Did you watch the Breaking Bad movie El Camino?
Yeah, yeah.
You know how they cut back to what's his face, Bryan Cranston, Walter White talking to Jesse for
Hmm.
like one scene? They could do something like that. I don't know. Anyway, can we pick Brockmire? Do you mind?
No, no.
Fuck.
I do mind.
All right, this one is a pretty good matchup. We're both going to pick It's Always Sunny, but
We are. Flight of the Concords is very funny.
yeah,
Very
it's
interesting
Always
show.
Sunny versus Flight of the Concords, but It's Always Sunny is going to win. They're both if I were to I think we both mentioned in the our staff picks episode for funniest shows on each streaming service. Both of these were at least mentioned,
Hmm.
but if I were to rank like my five favorite comedy or funniest shows, these would be like one and two or like in the top five at least.
Oh yeah. I think It's Always Sunny and Nathan for You are the two shows I always say are like the funniest.
Right, I'd probably go Nathan for You, It's Always Sunny, then Flight of the Concords.
What about Brockmire?
Brockmire is number one, actually. So Brockmire and then whatever else I said.
Yeah, just shift them down. Yeah, but It's Always Sunny, longest running live action for a reason. It's so absurd. It's great.
Yeah. Have we had any that were like, we haven't had any really good matchups yet, which is fine. And this one's
Well,
also
Community
not
and
a good
Brockmire.
matchup.
I mean,
Yeah, but that was easier for you. And I mean, I would have
yes.
picked Community overall anyway. But
Yeah.
next up, we have How I Met Your Mother versus The Big Bang Theory, which I'll just go ahead and pick How I Met Your Mother, but we
How
can
I Met Your
discuss
Mother.
this.
How I Met Your Mother, incredible. We ignore the
Yeah.
ending because obviously it taints the show,
The
but
ending's better than everything in The Big Bang Theory, I'll say. Having not seen all of The Big Bang Theory, I've seen a good chunk of it.
yeah, I mean, I've watched it with like our parents while they're watching it, and there are
Yeah.
times it where it does make me laugh. I'll give it that, but it is
Yeah.
just such like a bad, not bad, just boring show. I feel like outside of it, like it'll have
That
its
show
moments, and then
is
there's like 30 other minutes of them just like not doing anything, and like they have the laugh track, which I know How I Met Your Mother does too, and they're both annoying. But I feel like for Big Bang Theory, it doesn't. I can like always aware of it, and How
right.
I Met Your Mother, I'm not.
There's a bunch of videos on YouTube, and I this is from like several years ago, but it's just The Big Bang Theory, but they take out the laugh track, and it's
Mhm.
super weird and kind of like awkward because the laugh track is designed to tell you when to laugh and
Mhm.
also indicate that like, oh, this is funny. It kind of like tricks you.
That was in fact a joke.
Yeah. But The Big Bang Theory, I feel like what happened is because it's by the same creator as Two and a Half Men, and Two and a Half Men was hugely popular for a while, and then they started making The Big Bang Theory. I think they were running concurrently at the same time. But I
Mhm.
feel like Two and a Half Men is about like, these like scumbag,
Cool
sex
guys.
driven, yeah, cool guys. And then
Yeah,
they're like, well,
cool guy.
we need to cover all markets. So let's, nerds can't relate to this. So let's create a show where it's just nerds can see themselves.
Hmm.
But I feel like it was created and written by someone who has like a very narrow view on what a nerd is. So like,
Yeah.
oh, what is a nerd like? Comic books, obviously, Star Trek. They're gonna all be like super genius scientists, and then like they can't talk to girls, things like that. Like Raj, remember Raj?
I
His
do remember
entire
Raj.
character trait at the beginning was he couldn't talk to girls unless he was drunk, I think.
Drunk. Yeah,
And
which is
suppose
terrible because it just insults them when he's drunk.
does he
I
really?
actually don't. I don't know that. I've seen what some clips of where he does it, but that might not be like the only thing he does. It
Right.
might be if he just drinks too much.
Yeah. And apparently at some point in that show, they just got rid of that character trait for no like out of nowhere. There's like, well, now he can. Like
Oh, it
there's
wasn't
no
like a
I don't think
development kind
he
of
like
thing
yeah, I
where he
don't think
kind of
he like
learned.
developed to a place where he was more confident in himself, which would have been a good character arc for a
Yeah.
character who's, introverted and insecure and like is nervous talking to certain people. Like to overcome that and be like, well, it's okay. Like if I make a mistake, if I mess up, like it doesn't define me as a person. But yeah, bad show. I'll say it. I want to watch every episode though, so I can officially say that it's terrible.
Yeah.
Didn't
I feel like we're speaking too much on aspects of the show when we haven't watched all the way through. But
Yeah, but we've seen enough to form an
well, to
opinion.
know it's
And
worse than most shows,
yeah, anyone out there, if you
specifically How I
love
Met
this
Your Mother.
show, that's great. We haven't
Yeah.
seen enough to fully form a like we can't make a blanket statement that the entire thing is shit. Just what I've seen, clips I've seen on YouTube, like I just don't think it's as good as the ratings would suggest.
Hmm.
And I feel like remember when Star Wars The Force Awakens came out
Yes.
and it was a huge phenomenon? I feel like
Yeah.
there's an episode of The Big Bang Theory where Sheldon decides instead of seeing that movie opening night, he decides to have sex with his girlfriend for the first time. And it was like a big moment for him.
Mhm.
But I'm like, just fucking do both, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Have a little date first.
yeah, or just like, because your girlfriend knows you. Is her name Amy? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Amy would be like, Sheldon, I know you inside and out. I know this means a lot to you. I know, like, getting to be intimate with you, Sheldon, would be mean a lot to me as well. But like, you can go see the movie, and then later we can do that, or like tomorrow.
Mhm.
Oh well, great show. I once got compared to Sheldon, and it hurt.
I'm
It
sorry,
hurt
dude.
really badly.
I don't know what to say to that.
It's the worst.
I don't think you guys are very similar.
No, I think maybe like artificially, because he's pretty particular. He's got, I don't know if he's canonically is OCD, but people. Oh, by the way, everyone on the internet, I have OCD. Revealing things about myself to form a rapport.
Slowly at a time.
Yeah. And people are like, "Oh, it's just like you." I'm like, "No," because from what I've seen of his, the way he experiences OCD, it's the stereotypical like neat freak sort of thing, which is not what obsessive compulsive disorder entails necessarily.
Hmm.
That's a specific compulsion that certain people have in reference to their OCD, and is not necessarily the brand that I have.
Hmm.
So anyway, fuck you, Sheldon. Fuck you, young Sheldon.
How about your mother?
Oh, we have another easy matchup. How I Met Your Father, a show I have not seen.
I've
And
watched the
what
first three episodes. You can watch the first 5 minutes and
and
understand how
okay.
absolute dog shit this show is.
All right. Well, it's that versus What We Do in the Shadows. Did you end up finishing that?
I did. I
Are
liked
you
it a
caught
lot.
up?
I started my 2024 TV show ranking because I figured if I do it throughout the year, it'll be easier to keep track of instead of
Yeah,
throwing it together at
good
the end.
idea.
Yeah, and What We Do in the Shadows is actually not that high. It's in the middle, but it's
Oh,
very
okay. Well, great. You just
good.
really we thought you were gonna zig, but you zagged.
Well, I was about to say it was in the beginning, but then I remembered Fargo's ahead of it, and then I think I put Rick and Morty above it because the new season was really good.
Did I tell you how I did a poll on best Rick and Morty season and season 7 won? That's just recency bias, right?
I mean, it's a really good season. I don't think I'd put it the best. That might just be
It's not,
recency
I don't think
bias.
it's as good as I voted for a season 3.
Yeah, season three is really
I
good.
think seasons 1 and 2 are probably at least as good as season 7, if not
Hmm.
better. But yeah, no, people love it. Next
Yeah, no,
up,
that's good. Nathan, for you.
another, yep. People can't see what it is, so we're gonna have, people may not be able to see what the rankings are or
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah,
matchup is,
yeah.
so I'm gonna have to actually say what it is.
Have we
New
been saying
Girl,
it?
yeah, I think so.
Okay.
New Girl and Nathan for you. You never got into New Girl.
Yeah,
I have. I think it's amazing. I think you've
I've
given
tried.
it a few tries, right?
Yeah, I want
Yeah.
to make that clear. I've started from the beginning. I watched the first two seasons, never got into it, was really bored the entire time.
Yeah.
Well, not the entire time. It was mid. I
Okay.
then jumped to the middle of the series in hopes that because most of the time that's when the show picks up,
Yeah.
especially one that runs like 9 seasons, like five and that kind of stuff, like that general range is normally when it's like in its element. Still could not get into it.
Yeah. But Nathan for you is amazing.
Nathan for You was again, as we said, one of the funniest shows ever.
I don't know if there's an episode that I don't like from that show. There are some that I don't like as much as others, but if I'm rewatching that show, there aren't any where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna skip this one.
Yeah, there's some that might be too much secondhand embarrassment, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because that feeling sometimes is just too much.
See, I never felt that with Nathan for you, but I can understand why you might.
Yeah. I can't think of specifics, but I know I'm aware of having felt it.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that will always keep me from watching episodes in TV. Like the one example is Community, when they show Jeff singing in the MTV
Oh
thing.
yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, it's embarrassing for him, and just I don't know. It just is too tough for me to watch.
I know
And it's
people
not even
feel
like the
that way
worst.
about the Scott's Tots episode from The Office.
Yeah, I refuse to watch that one too. I'm on that train.
Yeah, that's also like I feel like that's slightly different than like the Jeff MTV song because that episode, there's not really the joke is that this guy is just an idiot asshole.
Yeah,
Like it's not like underscored by, getting to see Michael Scott sing a song for MTV. It's
yeah.
just he has to admit to a group of people that
He
he
can't pay.
he can't pay for their college. And there's nothing really funny about that.
No, it's just so tough to watch.
Yeah.
Oh
All right,
wow.
next up. This might be difficult. I think I know what you're gonna pick, but I know you like both these shows. Ted Lasso
I do.
versus That 70s Show.
Yeah, these are both really good shows. I've seen that 70s show a couple times. I've only watched Ted Lasso once because I watched it last year for the first time.
Right.
I would have to say Ted Lasso though,
You don't
because
have
I
to say
feel
anything,
I ha
Rhys.
oh
You're safe. This is a safe place. I'm not
I'm just gonna
gonna
sit here in silence.
I'm not gonna tell the authorities.
No, I'd have to go Ted Lasso because that 70s show is incredible, and besides the last season,
I've
it's
never gotten
very
into
very
that
good
70s
characters.
show.
I
I
can
don't
understand that. I feel like the
think I'd
transitions and stuff are really bad. It,
Yeah, like every time I catch like a random episode or like a few minutes of it when someone else is watching it, I'm like, oh, this is kind of fun,
Mhm.
but I don't know if I'd love it. It seems kind of like a sitcom I'd watch, and it would just, my eyes would glaze over as I'm watching it, and then a week and a half pass, and I finish the whole thing, and I'm like, okay, then I just
Yeah,
move on, and then never really go back to it or think about it or anything.
that's fair.
But
I know
all right, that's it for round one. Do you have something else
that
to say about that '70s show?
yeah, Dad always says the main character Eric Foreman reminds him of me.
Okay, which one's that? That's not.
The
Uh,
main character like
I
the
don't know which is the main character.
I don't know, man. The
Is it Topher Grace?
Yes, Topher Grace.
Venom from Venom or
Yeah, it's
from
Venom from
Spider-Man
Spider-Man
3?
3. Yeah,
Tara,
it's
what a
just the
bizarre
way he
casting
like
choice.
his mannerisms and how he's like makes certain jokes, like his
Okay,
sarcasm style, I guess.
I'll watch it then, just so I can confirm or deny that. I
Yeah,
imagine that's less offensive of a comparison as my Sheldon one.
I would say so, yes.
Yeah, God fucking damn it. That hurts. I'm never gonna live that down too. Like no one even says it anymore, but I'm gonna die with that. Be my final thought as I'm
Just
fading into nothing.
is I am Sheldon.
I'll be like, I got compared to Sheldon that one time, and then I'll die. All right. So next up we have Modern Family versus Party Down.
This one is tough because I've barely seen Modern Family.
I didn't know if you had seen much of this because it's gotten a bit of a resurgence recently. Like
And
I
I
always,
want to watch it.
me too. Every time because our sisters watch it a lot, and when I am watching it with them, I'm like, this is really good actually. When I see clips on like YouTube or something, I'm like, oh, this is actually really funny and like
Hmm.
thoughtful, and it seems like the family dynamic is pretty strong. But I just always group it in with. I feel like I have a problem where any show that because all these sitcoms are pretty much network sitcoms
Hmm. Yeah.
just because that's how it worked up until like 5 years ago. But if I watched it on TV when I was a kid, I think, oh, it must be terrible because I
Why?
didn't watch The Office on TV. I only watched it on Netflix. But like remember, and then on like Wednesday nights, it'd be The Middle and Modern Family. Like back to
Hmm.
back. And I liked it then. And I thought it was great. But I look back and I'm like, well, it must be terrible then. So I always assumed it was probably like either average at best or bad at worst.
Hmm.
But I do want to watch it.
Yeah. My friend told me that he thinks Modern Family is the best sitcom.
I've met a lot of people who think Modern Family is like top tier TV to begin with.
Yeah.
Like not
And I
just the best sitcom, but one of the best shows.
Yeah, I'm positive if I watch it, I will like it a lot. I don't
Yeah.
think it would be my favorite sitcom, but I do think I'd enjoy it a lot. And I feel I'm not sure what to do here because I'm sure Modern Family is better than Party Down, but I can't
In
speak
good
for that.
conscience. Yeah, we're picking
Yeah.
Party Down.
So
Oh,
sadly, Party Down has to beat it, even though I'm sure Modern Family's
I
better.
mean, Modern Family is one of those docu style
Yeah,
sitcoms,
mockumentaries. Yeah.
mockumentaries. Thank you, but I don't think they ever because for I don't know if they revealed it. What's the reason for the mockumentary in Parks and Rec? Did they ever say?
I don't think they give a reason. Like The Office actually has a reason, but like
Right.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Parks and Rec, there's others. This
Wait,
one, I
Brooklyn
guess.
Nine-Nine is mockumentary?
It's not it's mockumentary and how it's kind of shot, I guess. It's not like they don't have
They don't have like talk.
sidebars
They
or
don't. Yeah, they don't
whatever,
have like talking head
but
pieces, do they?
they're I guess it's not a mockumentary, but just the way it's shot always makes me think that because it feels like it's a handheld camera, the way they like
Yeah,
kind of do yeah.
because I
Well,
know in Modern
most
Family,
cameras are handheld, but you know what I mean.
no, I don't. Modern Family does the same thing, but I don't think they ever reveal it. But I once heard that the reason or the initial idea was they were filming. They were going to get like an exchange student, and so they were sending videos in of like, oh, this is how our family is. Like, if you want to come stay with us, like this is kind of what to expect and things. But then it went
Hmm.
on for like 9 years, and then they never ended up doing that.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
shut up, Modern Family. Okay, this is an interesting one. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Arrested Development.
People or like online lists when I look at them just for the hell of it, Arrested
Yeah.
Development is like always not always number one, but very like frequently number one for best sitcom.
Yeah, that's fair. People love this show.
Yeah.
I
And
do
it's
think it is
funny as
great.
hell.
Yeah.
But Brooklyn Nine-Nine is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And apparently I shouldn't yeah, it's not mockumentary. I shouldn't have said that. But it is one of my favorite sitcoms, hands down. And I don't think like I will go back. I got Peacock. I subscribed to it so that I could watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine again because I really wanted to.
Have you watched
I,
Arrested Development since?
I've only watched it the one time. I tried to rewatch it and I couldn't get into it, but maybe I will because currently I'm in my Michael Cera phase,
Oh, I forgot about
just
that.
so I can
Yeah.
annoy Emma. So maybe that's my chance. And they
Did
have
you
the
know
weird. cousin thing that goes on throughout the series.
Yeah. Did you know that I actually orchestrated this Michael Cera thing between you and Emma so that she doesn't want to go see Noah Khan with you, so I can go see Noah Khan?
Oh
I'm
my
a
God.
mastermind.
Yeah, clearly you controlled my feed knowing that I would send them.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's impressive.
It was a gamble, but I knew it would pay off.
Yeah, no, impressive.
Yeah, we picked Brooklyn Nine-Nine for that one.
Yeah.
We should we should rewatch Arrested Development. It's often grouped in with Community in terms of sitcoms for some
Yeah,
reason.
it's very absurd.
Yeah.
It's very entertaining. Like it's kind of. I remember one time you were explaining The Simpsons, like not the premise or anything, but you were talking about how The Simpsons would start an episode and get to the end, and it'd be just so far from where it began. But
Yeah.
it just like throughout the episode, everything like makes sense or that kind of thing. And I feel like that's
Right.
kind of Arrested Development too.
Yeah, that makes sense. I did early Simpsons. We didn't put that on this list, partially because you haven't seen enough of it, I feel.
I haven't seen any of it.
Yeah, like you've seen maybe the odd episode of the newer seasons, but early
Yeah.
Simpsons, like season 2 through 9, the best TV I'll probably ever see, arguably. But it's
Damn.
just, yeah, some of the episodes are so well written that like you start in one place and where you end up, it's like, how the fuck did we get here? But you got there in a way that was natural and didn't take a jump or anything.
Hmm.
Great show. Next up, The Office, American versus Community, also
Also
American.
American.
Yeah. I think we're gonna go with Community, right? But
Yeah, I love The Office. I have to say it's overrated just because it
yeah, I
is.
agree with you. Anything
But
that gets
that's not
that
to
big.
knock, yeah, not to knock on The Office. It's a great show, very funny. It has one of my favorite relationships kind of dynamic
Oh
with
yeah,
Jim and
Dwight and
Pam.
Angela.
Yeah,
Oh,
Joey
okay.
Angelo. And I like Michael and Holly, even though it's kind of weird. Um,
Yeah, they are really perfect for each other.
yeah, and she's the HR rep. What are you doing? But
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
just the
that's
fact of
probably a
how big it
immoral.
is, it has to be overrated.
Yeah.
But
Would you
Community is
say
just better.
would you say it was a bigger loss when Michael left The Office or when Troy left Community? Which took a bigger
Probably
dip in quality?
Community had already taken the dip in quality, which is why I'm
Right.
hesitant to say that because I was okay with season five. I against season six.
Okay.
Um, I don't know because I think the last I was it last two seasons for The Office.
I have no idea.
Does
Yeah,
he leave? I think he
seven.
leaves seven, and then there's eight and nine.
Yeah.
I didn't get that sad. I'm not a huge. I don't like Michael very much.
Yeah. I mean, he's exactly what he's trying to be, which is obnoxious and irritable or irritating and hard to watch, but you kind of like him or you kind of love him
Mhm.
deep down. But yeah, I don't know. I
I
feel
guess
like,
I might go with Michael just because I think it him leaving ruined other characters, and why I was more sad that Troy left. It didn't necessarily ruin other characters. It was just kind of like, damn,
yeah, well, we're going with Community because of
yeah,
Troy. Oh,
yeah.
this is,
This is a tough one.
I
This is
think,
probably the first one I don't know.
yeah, we have It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia versus Parks and Rec. I know what I'd pick. Actually, maybe I don't. Parks and Rec was like one of my first favorite shows.
Yeah, no, same.
That attached itself to my heart so
Wait.
completely.
Okay, never mind.
What?
I was about to ask where's the good place, but then I just looked down and it's right there.
Yeah, it's coming up. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
Parks
because
and Rec obviously, I mean, I guess obviously it's you're
good.
there's a lot more like emotional weight to that show.
Yeah, like
It's a traditional sitcom in
little
the sense that
Sebastian.
you yeah, you fall in love with the characters, you enjoy their like dynamics with one another, you're invested in them as people and their success, and
Mhm.
you don't feel that with It's Always Sunny.
No,
But
it's
It's
always
Always
sunny. They're
Sunny
terrible people, but it's funnier. It
is
is
like
funnier.
hilarious. It is funnier than pretty much everything to ever be created
Yes.
on God's green earth. But
Parks and Rec was in my top 10 for the longest time.
top 10 of all shows or just
Yeah, of
sitcoms?
all shows. And I
Okay.
just recently moved it down because there's a
Okay.
couple new shows that I decided to, take it over, I guess, or to take over it. And It's Always Sunny, those were both in my top 10. And I think I had It's Always Sunny higher. And then I took It's Always Sunny out or before I took Parks and Rec.
Okay. Which would you quicker rewatch? That's not
Parks and Rec.
really because I
Yeah,
would probably
I haven't tried to rewatch It's Always Sunny since the first time I watched it.
I mean It's Always Sunny is a really easy rewatch. Like there are more seasons of it, but I feel like I could get through it quicker than if I rewatch Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
I don't like the season or final season of Parks and Rec. I don't think it's bad, but I wish they kind of ended it with the little Sebastian song.
Yeah, it was kind of nothing. I mean, it had some
Yeah.
good moments. I like the Johnny Karate episode.
I like that Andy goes to like a karate camp and then he comes back super muscular because of Guardians of the Galaxy. And they're like, "How did this happen?" He's like, "Oh, I just stopped drinking beer." Like that was it.
No, that was really funny.
Uh,
Uh, I I don't think you'll agree with this, but I think I have to go Parks and Rec just because
that's fine.
I care about the
This is your
characters
bracket, man. And also, I don't know
much
what I'd have
more,
picked because
and I enjoy the show overall much more. But again, It's Always Sunny is funnier.
yeah, I don't know what I'd have picked if this were my bracket. I've seen It's Always Sunny more recently. I haven't seen Parks
Mhm.
and Rec since the first time I watched it in like 2014.
Yeah, I
But
just rewatched it last year, I
I
think.
think more often about It's Always Sunny. Like those jokes and clips stick out in my brain more frequently than Parks and Rec. But hey, it's your bracket, man.
Yeah, and maybe
Oh,
if I
this is gonna be hard
rewatch
for you.
It's Always Sunny. Oh God dang it.
We have Fleabag versus How I Met Your Mother.
Oh,
Yeah, you thought this was gonna be an easy one.
the thing
It's an
is, I
easy game,
know I know the one I'm gonna pick already.
but you don't want to pick
I
it.
don't want to pick it.
Oh, let me see if I can guess. Let me see if I can analyze this. Fuck, because I know
I've been
I think
trying not
you.
to spoil something about one of these shows that will kind of ruin the list.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Because I know you've told me, I believe on the show what your all-time favorite sitcom is,
Yeah.
but you said that before you watched Fleabag,
Hmm.
and Fleabag was your number one show of last year, I think, aside from Dark.
Well, yeah, Dark I had already seen, and I
Yeah,
think
number
Dark
one
is
new
objectively
show
the
that you
best
had
show I've
seen.
ever seen, but it's not necessarily my favorite.
You're forgetting about Two and a Half Men again. Uh,
Yeah, Fleabag was
I
number one.
I think you're gonna pick How I Met Your Mother for like I think you're more attached to it emotionally. But I think if I were to gun to your head, gun to your balls, I think if I was like which one is like literally a better written show, you'd probably pick Fleabag.
Yes, I
But
think I have to pick How I Met Your Mother. Like you said, I'm
oh,
much more emotionally invested in it.
which is fine. Like I don't think
Yeah,
that's
the
a bad
characters are
thing.
great. I think they handle so much like important life lessons so
Yeah.
much better than any other sitcom. Like
You
obviously
once
there's
go ahead.
sorry. Yeah.
I was gonna say you once texted me like, what do you think, or which sitcom handles storytelling the best? With in mind, you were like, well, because you just rewatched How I Met Your Mother at that point, and you're
Hmm.
like, they handle storytelling very well. Like the way they weave the narrative
Hmm.
is phenomenal, and I couldn't really think of anything better than that. Like in terms of storytelling, How I Met Your Mother might be in the upper echelon, if not the best one. But all right, I
Yeah,
wonder if that's gonna
it's
ruffle
they're
some
good.
feathers.
It might. I feel like How Much Mother's a better known show for sure though.
Yeah, a lot of people have seen Fleabag now. Like
I think those who have will be like, how dare you?
people
But
get really mad at me when I tell them my Fleabag situation. They're
yeah,
like, what
it's
is
12
wrong with
episodes,
you? I
man.
know, okay? God damn it. Next up, What We Do in the Shadows, The Good Place.
This one isn't very hard for me.
Yeah, but I
I'd
think
like to think it's not for you either.
yeah, but it's good competition.
Yeah, I'm not. It's not like oh, like What We Do in the Shadows is complete shit. It's a
Yeah,
great show, very
I'd say
funny.
this is what was I going to say? There's a clear winner, but that doesn't mean that What We Do in the Shadows is even remotely bad. I
Yes,
just think
yeah,
The Good Place is amazing.
yeah, top tier. One of the probably the best like story for a sitcom, because it was actually really entertaining. Has a lot of philosophy,
Right.
which I'm sure you enjoy as a philosophy professor.
I actually don't. I think it's pandering.
And I don't know if we ever officially release the like ranking of the ending of sitcoms thing.
No, the audio's all fucking weird.
Okay, that's
We
what I
can
was
do that.
wondering because we
We'll
kind of
do
had
that one
some
of these
issues.
days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think I put The Good Place as my favorite ending.
I didn't because I hadn't seen the ending of that
Yeah,
show at that point,
watch
and I still haven't.
it. But I think it's my favorite.
There are so many shows that I love, but I haven't finished. Let me list them off. The Good Place, haven't seen the final two seasons.
God damn.
Atlanta, haven't seen the final two seasons.
Same. Wait.
Brockmire,
Yeah.
haven't seen the final episode.
I don't know.
BoJack Horseman, haven't seen the final
Oh,
half of the season.
dude.
It's gonna crush me. I can't do that right now, Rhys, okay? Search
Okay,
Party,
yeah.
haven't seen the final season.
The view halfway down from halfway down or whatever.
Is that the name of the final episode?
No, it's the second to last. It's the penultimate for some reason. It should be the
Yeah.
last. I think it lost, and people are upset about this. Like, what were they lost to the Vat of Acid episode for Rick and Morty for whatever award
Really?
show that is.
That's a good episode though.
The view from halfway down is leagues above the Vat of Acid one.
Well, I'm not gonna argue with you because I haven't seen that episode, but
And I agree, the Vat of Acid episode is a great like Rick and Morty episode, but this one is like literal art. It is
okay.
so good.
Okay, well, I'm never gonna do that because I feel like I feel like tears are bubbling up right now for me just thinking about the difficulty it's
Yeah,
gonna have for me
but
to watch that.
that's why you experience it. That's worth it.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, next up, I think we're the clear winner is okay, Friends
Yeah.
versus Nathan for you. I don't think Friends is very good.
I
It's
think it's
fine.
good. I think it's another overrated show, but I
Yeah.
don't want to shit on it. I love it. It's very entertaining. Great cast.
Well,
Great
people adore it. It's
community. I shouldn't say
yeah.
that that doesn't work in this context, but
Nathan for you is spectacular.
so funny.
Yeah, I don't think Friends can hold a candle to Nathan for you
No.
because
And
Nathan Fielder would
I
blow that candle out
yeah.
with a fart.
God. I want to watch the new one with him and
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone. Yeah.
I've heard it's really good, but I also saw a TikTok before I deleted TikTok about
Hmm.
how people hate it, and then like someone stitched that TikTok to be like, "It this is exactly what it said it was going to be." So shut up. It was just people fighting over like this is the worst thing I've ever seen, but then other people being like, no, this is exactly what it was trying to be, and like this is Nathan Fielder's, he's doing this. It's exactly what he does.
So they just don't know him and they just went in because kind of like Emma Stone.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. I need to watch Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Have you seen that yet? The TV show?
The one with Donald Glover and
Yeah,
the other person? I have not.
you should watch it. It was initially going to be him and Phoebe Waller-Bridge,
Hmm.
but then she dropped out because of creative differences. But
Lame. Yeah,
all right,
I'll try to watch. I need to finish Fargo first.
yeah, I haven't started Fargo yet. I'm caught in a
You gotta
Suits
watch it,
loop.
man.
I
Season one.
will.
Just
I'm
watch
gonna
season
watch.
one.
I've
Like just
seen
stop and
three
watch season
episodes.
one.
Okay.
Lauren
Okay.
Malvo, man. Lauren Malvo.
Lauren Malvo?
Yeah.
Is that Billy Bob Thornton?
Yeah. I don't know if that counts as a spoiler because knowing his name means nothing,
No,
but
yeah, you didn't really say anything aside from the name. I just admitted that I haven't seen the last two seasons. How many seasons of Ted Lasso are there?
three.
Okay, I have not seen the last two seasons of Ted Lasso.
Or
So
Atlanta.
I'm in an equal boat here, but I think the clear winner is
You
Atlanta. Oh,
would
it's
pick
Ted
Atlanta.
Lasso
You
versus
would
of
pick
course I
Atlanta.
would because
I've
Atlanta
been picking
is
Ted Lasso.
I know you are. God damn it.
You
But
gave me this control. You
I
said it's
know. But
my thing.
Atlanta is
Atlanta's
oh, it's
great.
so goddamn
It's
good.
very good. I don't think I view it as a sitcom either.
No, I don't
I
I
feel like it's
really
just like a
don't.
dramedy.
You know what? Okay. I only added Atlanta because I needed some more for this list, and also
Mhm.
when I looked up sitcoms, it came up. I probably wouldn't have added in Fleabag either. Like that's more of a sitcom, but
Yeah, I
that's
wouldn't put it as a sitcom either, I don't think. It's not
so.
really situational.
I'm gonna do a little rantsplain real quick. Shakespeare wrote comedies and tragedies, right?
Yeah.
At one point he wrote The Tempest, which didn't quite fit into either category. Like it had some funny elements, it had some tragic elements, and people were like,
Mhm.
"What is this? This isn't, a Shakespearean comedy. This isn't a Shakespearean tragedy. Which one is it? Like, what was he trying to do?" And they invented the term romance, a Shakespearean romance, which means it
Yeah.
has elements of both. It's not strictly speaking comedic or strictly speaking tragic. In Atlanta, as well as Fleabag, I'd say, are Shakespearean romances in the sense
Mhm.
that they have very funny moments, like coupled with very, tragic, heavy
Mhm.
moments as well.
So that's perfectly put. Yeah.
Thank you. But yeah, I guess we're going with Ted Lasso. This isn't
Yeah.
fair, though.
Ted Lasso is
No, this isn't fair because Atlanta
yeah.
should win.
No, Ted Lasso is like one again, I like you said, one of the most wholesome shows ever. And like
Yeah,
everyone
but
knows that. And the characters are great. It came out at the perfect time,
it was COVID,
I
right?
feel like. Yeah, it came out when like I feel like the world was at its low. And then
Yeah.
here's a little mustache dude just cheering you up.
I think I've said this on the show, but I think Ted Lasso is one of the most important shows to have come out in the past like 30 years
Hmm.
because in the landscape of just filmic media in general, like movies as well, a lot of situations or a lot of narratives are pretty spiteful, they're dour, and they're
Hmm.
about like bad people. Like a lot of the most popular shows like are about bad people, but Ted Lasso isn't. It's like it probably isn't the first one to do this, but it's the first one that I saw that was this popular where it's about good people trying their best. Rhys can't hear me anymore. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm sorry if you finished your sentence. I was
No,
hoping
I
you would just keep
stopped.
going.
I don't know what I was saying actually. I think it was important for the culture of TV to show us just something wholesome as
Hmm.
opposed to It's Always Sunny situations.
Yeah.
There are so many YouTube video essays about like why do we love narcissists in movies and TV? And the examples were like Loki is one of the most beloved characters in the whole Marvel pantheon, or cinematically at least.
Hmm.
Why do we love him so much? Why do we condone his behavior? He's literally a narcissist who very often like is acting under his for his own benefit, under his
Hmm.
own compulsion. Like why is it that we love watching this so much? And like I think some other examples. This is Lindsay Ellis, by the way. Great video essayist and overall content creator. But I think some of the other examples were like Sherlock Holmes, like Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man,
Hmm.
House from House, like, and there are those narratives aren't condoning them as narcissists. Really, they're not like, oh, this guy's a Rick from Rick and Morty. That's a good
Yeah.
example. Like, they don't try to make it seem like those are good people. A lot of the conflict in the show, not a lot of it, a decent amount of the conflicts in the show are about them like either realizing that they're bad people and like becoming depressed by it or finding ways to change for the better, or
Hmm.
the world around them actively says like, you're an asshole, why are you doing this? Like, I love you, Rick, but like, you need to stop, like, and think about other people for once in your life.
Hmm.
But yeah, and then we get shows like Ted Lasso, where it's just people being good people
Yeah.
and kissing, probably
Yeah. No,
kissing out of
it's good.
love.
I
What's the
once
best episode of Ted Lasso?
My personal favorite is the beard episode.
I
It's
haven't
just
seen that one.
it's just him just one night, just a bunch of shit happens and it's very
Just shaving
entertaining.
his beard. Is that better
Yeah.
than the Teddy Perkins episode of Atlanta?
I would say so.
You're an asshole. All right.
Yeah. No,
Sorry,
there's
Atlanta.
I once made a comment on like a Loki video. This isn't related. This is related to the narcissist thing you're talking about. And I called him a narcissist. And I was like, oh, it kind of it's weird and it's wrong, but it makes sense that Loki fell in love with a version of himself because he's a
Oh, of course it
narcissist.
did.
And it's still weird, like probably it's I don't know why they did that, but I think it made sense. And then someone just made a comment that was like, Loki hates himself. This is wrong. Like he completely hates himself. Why would he fall in love with it? And I'm like, no, we like you can be both.
No, narcissists hate themselves
They're like
in a
obsessed
sense.
with themselves.
Yeah, it's like
They're trying to prove they're right.
I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist, believe it or not, everybody. But I feel like narcissist experience, like pathological narcissism,
Hmm.
is terrifying. I don't know if all these characters are pathologically narcissistic. They might just have narcissistic tendencies, and there is a distinction there, I feel. But at least in my understanding of narcissism, like I don't think they necessarily think they're like adore every aspect about themselves at all times.
Hmm.
And I do agree with you that it makes perfect sense that Loki would fall in love with himself or a
Hmm.
version of himself. That is very in character for him. I would argue that's one of the greatest romances in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
It is.
And I
I was kind
don't,
of rooting for him, even though in hindsight, that's weird.
yeah. And I don't think I feel like he doesn't hate himself. That version of Loki, I think, has realized through the videos shown to him by the TVA of like, this is what you do. You end up dying, but like you do all this shit beforehand. I think he sees like, oh, I'm a bad person. And it
Hmm.
adds to his arc where he ends up sacrificing himself to become the god of stories or whatever.
Hmm.
Anyway, weigh in the comments below or email us at yahoo.ran.org.email.com and let us know if you think Loki's a narcissist. I mean,
Yeah,
Iron Man is a narcissist and
he
he
is a
hates
narcissist.
himself.
Yeah, like you can be both. Doesn't
Yeah.
mean you have to be, I don't think, but you can be both because you're just obsessed with yourself and you're maybe trying to prove that you're like enough and that kind of thing, but then you hate the fact that you're doing that.
I also feel like narcissists, again, everyone out there, I am not an authority on this. We are not an authority on this. We could call our sister, who is a professional psychologist, and ask for some
Yeah.
insight and feedback. But like, I feel like narcissists, at least in media, the way they're portrayed and presented to us, like Jeff Winger, for example, very narcissistic.
Hmm.
Not always. He does grow and change as a character. But I think Abed points out at some point that Jeff and Britta are the most insecure people in the group.
Hmm.
And I think perhaps part of what comes along with narcissism is like a frail ego. So when you are told you're an asshole, you don't necessarily like if you do allow that to soak in, it affects you to this like very, overextended level. Like when in
Hmm.
Rick and Morty, when he gets rejected by Unity and his reaction is to go home and then try to and get drunk and then try to kill himself. Like
Yeah.
I feel like Rick is probably relatively textbook narcissistic,
Hmm.
but he still acts in those sort of ways. Anyway, we got to move on.
Yeah.
We are down to our final eight. I'm going to read them off one by one for everyone
Top to
out there.
bottom.
Top to bottom, we got Party Down, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Community, Parks and Rec, How I Met Your Mother, The Good Place, Nathan For You, Ted Lasso.
Nice. There's
Uh,
only one of them that probably doesn't belong.
which one? Party Down, would you say?
Yeah, Party
Yeah, I
Down's gotten
mean,
much further than like The Office. It's Always Sunny, Fleabag. They
yeah.
deserve this.
The rest of them, I think, do belong in the top eight, except for Ted Lasso. Should have lost to Atlanta, obviously. But let's start with Party Down, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. What do you think,
So
Reese?
believe it or not, I'm gonna have to go with Party Down. No, I'm Brooklyn Nine-Nine, of course.
Yeah,
Rest in peace. I feel bad because is it Andre Brower?
yes. I think that's how you say it, at least. Broward,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. He was I
That's another
Captain
show I
Holt.
have not finished,
Phenomenal.
despite really liking it. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, haven't
This
finished it.
You're okay not having finished this one.
Uh,
I like the last season. I know a lot of people don't, but
yeah,
it's definitely like a, dr a drop just because I think of all the stuff that was going on and they tried
right.
to handle everything they possibly could.
Yeah.
And they did their best, but it just was a tough position.
You know what's gonna piss you off?
But
Out of all the shows I listed that I haven't finished yet,
mhm,
Brooklyn Nine-Nine is probably the most likely for me to just sit down and finish it.
because it won't affect you that much.
Yeah, and also you just said like, yeah, it doesn't matter. And knowing that it doesn't matter, I feel no inclination. Doesn't feel like an order.
Yeah. I mean the last episode's solid, and then we get a good character arc from Jake, which I like.
Do they develop like the kid story?
Mhm.
Okay. I wish they named that kid. What do they name it? McClane after John McClane?
Yeah.
They should have named it Die Hard.
Or something like
Die
that.
Hard
His middle
Peralta,
name should have been that would have
right? Should have done that.
Die Hard, wait for it, Peralta.
Oh, that'd be good. And then we should have done. Should we go back and pick Party Down then? Because of that,
Yeah. We'll just have Party Down win this.
I do really like the. It's not comparable because I think Jake and Amy. I really love them together. I like Kevin and Captain Holt.
Yeah.
What's Captain Holt's first name?
Raymond.
Raymond. What other romances are there in that show? I don't remember,
Um
but I do really like.
Harry and his wife, they're pretty
Yeah,
good.
but I mean
But
they're fine.
they're not main focus except for like a couple episodes. But no, Jake and Amy are great.
Yeah, and I really like in Party Down Adam Scott's romance with Lizzie Kaplan.
Mhm.
I probably, if I liked it more, I'd remember what those characters' names were, but I thought they were pretty good together.
Yeah.
Next up, Community versus Parks and Rec.
I can't say this one's tough, but Parks and Rec
Really?
deserves to be here.
I don't know
But
why, but I thought Parks and Rec was like one of your favorite. Like, I know you mentioned earlier that it was in your top 10 for a while, but I thought it
yeah,
was like number three of your favorite shows or something.
no. And I can go I if we have time at the end of this, I'm gonna see if you can guess the order of them in like the top 10.
Okay, we'll have time. How long has
Yeah.
this been going? I
I
don't
mean,
know.
we choose to have it go as long as we want, so it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter. But yeah, Parks and Rec is great, and maybe like a couple of years ago, I'd be even like I'd have a harder time. But having rewatched it, still love it. Great characters. Ron Swanson is one of my favorite characters of all time. I
Okay.
mean, again, top first three seasons of Community just carry the hell out of the show,
Yeah.
and I've seen Community more than any show I think
I'm
ever.
trying to think if there's a show that you watch a lot. I
The
watch
next closest would be How I Met Your Mother, but Community is
really.
I've seen it like up near 20, if not 20 times.
I've probably seen Rick and Morty like 40 times, but that's not that hard to do.
Still impressed. If it's
And it was
actually 40 times, that's crazy.
well, it's like a sliding scale because like the first
hmm
three seasons I've probably seen at least 40 times.
hmm
And then each subsequent season after that, I've seen less and less. Because, if I rewatch Rick and Morty now, then I'll watch all seven seasons.
hmm
And then once I watch season eight, like I've only seen that one once. But
That's true. That's how certain episodes of Community I've seen like a lot more because I'd start by watching like Modern Warfare or Medial
oh, I
Chaos
do the
Theory.
same thing.
Just because I like, oh, I want to watch these. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go through and rewatch this show completely. So I start at the beginning, I'll watch every episode again. So then
Yeah,
like that just this one watch, I've have seen Modern Warfare twice. So if I've seen the show 10 times, I'd have seen Modern
right.
Warfare 20. And it's kind of that where like if I've seen the show 20 times, then I've seen Modern Warfare like 30 or something.
If you're showing someone Community, which episode do you show them? Because I show them Modern Warfare. I've done that a
Modern
bunch.
Warfare. Yeah, I
Like,
have too.
so I've seen Community from Warfare on to like four episodes past that, like a bunch. Because
hmm
if I'm showing someone the show, I show them Modern Warfare, and they're like, they always think like, oh, this is great. So then we
hmm
keep watching it for like four more episodes.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah,
that's exactly what I've done to a bunch of people.
yeah. All right, next up, How I Met Your Mother versus The Good Place. Good luck, pal.
This one is
I
is
know
tough, actually. I'd say
it
it's harder
is
than the
tough,
last one,
but I
even
know
though I
what
know
you're
which
gonna
one I'm gonna
pick.
pick.
Yeah.
So just for those who haven't figured it out, it's How I Met Your Mother. I'm picking that. But again, The Good Place, so good.
Yeah, such a
So
good
good. If you
place.
haven't seen it, yeah, watch it.
Don't
I don't even know what to say about it. It's just top tier
Should we
everything.
mention if you haven't seen The Good Place at all and you know nothing about it, watch the first season. Do
Yes,
not
yeah,
talk
yeah,
to
yeah.
anyone. Do not look it up.
Just
Watch
watch
it.
it. Yeah.
And then email in and tell us what you thought. And now if that's you, actually no, we're not gonna I was gonna say if that's you, skip forward like 4 minutes and we're gonna discuss something. But we're not gonna do that.
No, but The Good Place, incredible. How I Met Your Mother, just overall a better experience for me personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my God, I'll talk more about it later.
Okay. Do you think Emma's gonna be mad at me because I told her I was gonna uh secret super spy your relationship
No,
for my own
I
benefit?
will immediately tell her after this about that, or when I see her tonight,
Because it's
and
probably been
she'll
40
find it
minutes.
funny.
It's probably been 40 minutes, so she's probably returning about now. Now I feel bad. All right. I know what you're gonna pick, but you're
Uh,
wrong. Nathan for you, Ted
I
Lasso.
don't
This again, this is not fair because Nathan for you is not
a sitcom
a
really.
typical sitcom. I don't even think I should have included it.
And Ted, no, but I
Yeah.
mean, it got pretty far.
Whoopsies.
It deserved to be this far. So does Ted Lasso.
How do you categorize a sitcom? Because remember we were in Hawaii, I got into was it you? I was talking to someone about Rick and Morty being a sitcom. They're like, it's not a sitcom. And I was like, why not? They're like, because it's animated, it's like sci-fi and stuff. I'm like, yeah, but a sitcom is a situational comedy and like the premise is like it's the characters are put into a situation, they react to it in a comedic way, and the
Mhm.
situation changes from episode to episode.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I would explain it as.
Yeah. But by that criteria, I guess Nathan for You is a sitcom.
I mean, I don't.
It's just
It's not
not a
like,
classically
yeah,
defined one.
because I mean, I know it's fake, obviously, but it's
It's not fake.
well, like it's half fake
No,
because
it's okay.
he's playing a
Nathan
character.
is playing a character.
Yeah, but like it's like except for that fact, it is kind of a reality TV show, like an actual
Actually, yeah,
reality
it's not
show.
a
So that's
sitcom.
kind of the position.
It's
Yeah.
closer to Impractical Jokers than it is Ted
Yes.
Lasso.
Yeah. But
But
because Nathan for You is again funniest show pretty much. I always
yeah,
say that. I don't think I ever pick between this one or It's Always Sunny. I just
I don't
call
know
both
if
of
I
them the funniest
could.
show ever.
Yeah, you're allowed to change your mind. I think we should make that clear on our channel slash podcast slash life.
Yeah.
It's okay. We reserve the right to change our mind.
Yeah.
If we watch like a new show and just, the recency bias enthusiasm we have for watching Attack on Titan or something, we're like, oh, that's the best show I've ever seen. And
Hmm.
then like months down the line, it doesn't stick with us like we assumed it would. We're like, oh, well, it's not as good as I thought. Like, that's fine. You can change your mind. I
Yeah.
mean, you
And
can't. This is set in stone. This bracket,
damn.
you're forever going to be known as the guy who picked Ted Lasso over Atlanta, which isn't going to upset anyone.
I yeah, I don't think I think a lot of people are going to be on my side. I think It's Always Sunny going out early. If I rewatch that, I might change my mind. And
Wait,
then
what beat out It's Always Sunny? Was it
Parks and Rec.
okay? I was like, I can't remember.
Yeah, like that one, if I rewatch it, I might change my mind. When I watch Modern Family, that might change my mind.
Yeah, but also, It's Always Sunny would have made it further. If, a lot of these
It
shows
would have lost to
would have made
Community.
it further. Yeah, it would. But like what Brockmire could have made it further if it was faced off against Superstore and then
Yes.
Party Down or something. Like theoretically, it could have made it to the top eight pretty
Yeah,
easily.
I don't think I'm trying to look and see if there's any show in like that I would put in my top 10 or close to my top 10 that hasn't made it relatively far, except Fleabag. Fleabag got out way too early.
That was your choice.
Yeah, I know.
You could have picked it over
But
him.
I'm saying that's the only one that I think,
Would have beat it.
yeah, like could have gotten further.
So
Besides its like really screwed up matchup, but then most of the other ones, like I picked the one that like it worked out fine.
when I said I'd pick, my final two would probably have ended up being Community versus Brockmire.
Hmm.
Ah, fuck, Nathan for you though. Doesn't matter. Anyway, would you say that if it worked out this way, your final two would have been How I Met Your Mother versus Fleabag? Oh shit, spoiler alert.
No, there are two that it would have ended up as, and if they were the very first matchup, that would have been really tragic. But
Okay.
yeah, they worked out in such a way that I think they are going to be the final two.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry everyone I spoiled Rhys's. I just know him so
one
well.
of my final ones.
I'm a goddamn Sherlock Holmes. I'm
Yeah,
ruining his relationships briefly, temporarily. Make a video about me, Lindsay Ellis. That would
yeah.
if that happened, I would change my personality. She is so great. She is so well spoken and thoughtful.
I need to
I'd be
watch
like,
Lindsay. Yeah,
you should. Remember the Nostalgia Critic? Did you ever watch
mhm.
him? I never actually got into him. I kind of found him intolerable. But
Jesus.
at one point, he I think had like a competition to hire and promote the nostalgia chick. So we had like a bunch of people, apply for that title.
Hmm.
And then Lindsay Ellis won. And then kind of since then, she's been doing her best to distance herself from that moniker slash channel.
Hmm.
And she makes like very in-depth, occasionally quite long essays about various things. Everyone check
Cool.
her out.
I'll definitely check her out.
Let her know not Rand sent you. And then she'll be confused. The comments will be confused.
Even better.
What are you picking? Nathan for you or Ted Lasso?
Mm, I think I have to go with Ted Lasso.
Ah, you son of a gun.
I am sorry. I think you don't like Ted Lasso enough, is my opinion.
I thought it was amazing. When I watched the first season, I was like, oh, this is great. I love this. I wish I could watch season two. Then season two came out and I watched like 3 episodes. I'm like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Because I'm too spiteful. I'm like, I would not fit in this world. But I could fit in Nathan for you. I could be tricked by Nathan Fielder.
Yeah.
Final four. If anyone's not paying attention, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Community, How I Met Your Mother, Theodore Lasso.
Yeah, Ted
Lassado.
Lasso I feel like is too far, but it just got lucky.
Well, if Isaac is out there,
Is he a big Ted Lasso fan? Is that his
oh, he
favorite
loves
show?
Ted Lasso. Does that surprise you at all? I don't know if it's his
No,
favorite, but
no.
that's
But
like, yeah,
you're welcome, Isaac. It's a great show. I'm not trying to knock it when I say it shouldn't. It doesn't deserve to be in the final four. It doesn't deserve to be in mine because there's a couple I would put above it,
yeah,
but
okay.
like
What
The
would
Good
you?
Place and Fleabag.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine versus Community. What do you think, Rhystopher?
This one is interesting because I've said this multiple times already. The first three seasons of Community peaked sitcom. Brooklyn Nine-Nine overall has more good seasons.
How many seasons does Brooklyn Nine-Nine have? Nine?
I think eight.
Oh, they should have got to nine. Those fucking idiots. I know they kind of
Oh, look,
stopped for a different reason than
I could
just.
be wrong. Let me check, but I think it's eight. Nine. I didn't look up how many seasons. Yeah, eight seasons. But yeah, they have more good seasons. I would say the first five before they switch to NBC. Is that where they switch to? Or did
I
they
don't know what
switch
you
to
did.
Fox?
What did you just say? I just got a comment from fan of the show, Dustin, on my TikTok. He wrote, "Mom, wake up! My favorite TikToker made a video about It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia." Thank you, Dustin, if you're out there.
Yeah. If you've gotten this far, I hope you like my list. If you don't, too bad. I was given full control.
Yeah, someone else said, or Dennis is on trial for their murders. Doesn't really make sense because someone's got to be testifying against him.
Yeah, and he wouldn't really be talking about.
No, if it
He could be
was,
insulting them, being like, "Oh, this is how crazy they were." But
yeah, he could theoretically, Philly Red Sox, if you're out there listening, which you're not, you could be right in the sense that he's presenting the rest of the gang in such a way that makes it seem like they're the crazy ones.
Mhm.
But that would explain why he does still bring up the parts where he has like a bunch of like serial killer tools in his
Yeah, and
trunk.
they talk about how he seems like a serial killer and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sorry, what were you saying?
the first five seasons of Brooklyn Nine-Nine really freaking good.
Yeah.
And before they switched to whichever, I think they switched from Fox to NBC, but I could be wrong. It might be the other way around, something like that. It felt weird after it because it like changed pace. Like the season
Yeah, a
six and
little bit.
on like was weirdly faster paced. And I feel like they kind of like it didn't ruin the show because it still had some good episodes, but it like I don't know, it felt weird.
Okay. So
So
what do you
overall, Brooklyn Nine has more good stuff.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I have to pick Community.
I agree.
I have to. It's too freaking good, and that's how those who haven't seen Community. There's six seasons. Three of them are, like I said, the best TV ever.
Yeah,
Not
I
ever.
think
Best
the
sitcom
first
ever.
3 seasons of Community are perfect
Yes.
for a sitcom. Season 4,
Dog shit.
I don't
Not dog shit, but it's bad.
I'm
It's
trying to
not good.
remember, is season 4 the gas leak year? Or is that
Yes.
5? Yeah.
Or is Gas Leak.
That's when Dan Harmon left, right? Or was
Yeah.
fired.
So he's gone. They tried to replicate the charm and the like wackiness, I guess, for the lack of a
Is
better
that
word, and they failed.
the Chang Dynasty season?
No, that's three.
Okay. I was gonna say I like that one.
No, I like that. So four is when they have the history class.
Oh, and they tie up that guy, don't they?
Yeah. And there
That
are a
was
couple
fun.
episodes I like, but that season as a whole, it just feels off.
I don't know.
Five,
None of Community I
also
disliked.
weird, but good.
Yeah.
Season six is my least favorite. I don't think everyone I think most people four is their least favorite, but like six I dislike. So like
I don't
half of the show is great, and then the rest is and it's
Yeah.
that half is still so good that it has carried this show like this far.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I agree with you. I would have picked Community too. Uh How I Met Your Mother versus Ted Lasso.
Yeah, how much better. Everyone, it's already been spoiled.
Sorry, everybody out there.
It
for
doesn't matter.
ruining your day.
This is
this
the
is a
toughest
good
matchup for me. It's one I go back and forth on constantly.
this is kind of how I predicted this to end up.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it worked out this way. Even though I said earlier, I asked you if it would have been Fleabag versus How I Met Your Mother in the top two. But
Yeah. I think my perfect final four would have been
okay.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Community, How I Met Your Mother, and either Fleabag or The Good Place.
Okay. My perfect Final Four: Community, Nathan for You, Brockmire, Atlanta, maybe.
Okay.
Let me think.
Yeah, I really screwed you over then, man. What about wait, you said Brockmire, right?
Yeah, I really like
Okay,
It's
yeah.
Always Sunny and Flight of the Conchords. My perfect top 10, those have been in there probably. But yeah, what we do, I probably would have picked a Good Place for what we do in the shadows too. But I do really like what we do in the shadows. Ted Lasso, I think, is what I've seen of it, really solid. I just don't think it deserved to beat Atlanta or Nathan for You. I would have picked over that 70s show, a show that I have not
What would you
seen.
have picked between Nathan for You and Atlanta?
I'd
Because
probably
that's what would have
have
been the
to.
matchup if Ted Lasso I didn't pick Ted
You're right.
Lasso.
I'd probably have to pick Nathan for You just because I've finished it. I
Okay.
don't know if it's better, but considering the fact that I've finished Nathan for You and I'm yet to catch up on Atlanta, I'd probably feel obliged to go with Nathan for
Yeah.
You,
But
even though I
Nathan for
think
You isn't really a show that I feel like affects you when you finish. It's not like a narrative.
no, that's a really good finale though.
No, it is,
I
but
think I
like
put that in that video that is lost forever. The tier list for sitcom endings or TV show endings. I put that as an S tier because I think that's a really, really great, like emotional finale. Even
mhm.
though it doesn't like it just came out of nowhere for me because I wasn't expecting a character arc for Nathan
No.
Fielder within this show.
I don't think I was either. And you mentioned you liked it a lot before I had watched it, I think.
Yeah.
So I kind of I went in knowing there was going to be some kind of thing, but it was still like surprising that that's the road they went down. And it was good. It was very good.
I have heard that Atlanta does not finish very well. That it
Oof.
I don't this is what I've been told, and you can be mad at me if this is upsetting for you, Rhys, because it's not a spoiler really. It is in
I
the
don't.
sense it tells us like an idea of how it ends, but I
Mhm.
know their intent was to finish it in a way similar to The Sopranos.
So they cut to black randomly.
I don't think they do that, but Donald Glover said something like he wanted to finish it on his own terms. He wanted to do end it the way he wanted to, and he
Hmm.
mentioned The Sopranos as having done that. Like they weren't
Okay.
catering to any audience. They weren't being like, well, we got to wrap up everything in like a nice way. Like,
Hmm.
I don't know, like Donald Glover and Zazie? How do you say
No
it?
idea. I don't know.
Those characters, like, they make it work. They fall in love. Like, Paperboy becomes like the greatest rapper in the world. Like, I doubt it ends that way. And
That is good. I don't like when shows do that.
yeah, enemy of the show, Miranda, watched it and she was like, "What the fuck, Rand? Like you need to watch this because I want to complain about it. Like I want to talk about it. I want to like vent and rant." And she wasn't a fan. But
Okay. Yeah, that's my big issue with Ted Lasso is not to spoil the ending, but it's too perfect for everyone, I guess. Like it's a wholesome show, it's a nice show, but that
yeah,
doesn't mean everything had to end like as happily as possible.
no. I mean, I liked it. I like an ending that it's bittersweet. Like it wraps up the show, but it doesn't tie off every loose end. Like
Yeah.
Community, I think has a phenomenal ending where it comes to an end and you feel this kind of like sadness that it's
Hmm.
over, but a knowledge that like, well, we have to admit that like it's over, things end.
Yeah.
Things have to go on. Like, but if it ended with like, I don't know, Britta and Jeff getting married, that wouldn't be good anyway. But like
No.
everything like is tied off and you're like, oh, like this universe came to a close, then wouldn't have been as good.
No.
And the How I Met Your Mother ending,
Horrible, horrible.
yeah,
And I think I'll talk about that for a little bit real quick, even though I can't say anything that new. But I think I told you this one time, and you hadn't realized it at the moment. But the entire last season takes place in like 3 days, like in the in-universe 3 days leading up to their wedding. That's the entire last
yeah,
season, besides the last episode. And that last episode immediately throws that shit away.
yeah.
Like that is what are you doing? Everyone wanted that, I feel like. And so I don't know why they couldn't have done it another way. Like,
I mean, they have their explanation, but
and
there's
it's
so many
bad.
ways to not do that.
Yeah, like no one really. I'm some people wanted Ted and Robin, but you made Tracy the perfect girl for him,
Yeah,
and then killed her off for no reason when we didn't even get to experience her to begin with.
yeah. I mean, the crazy impressive thing that they did in that show is how many seasons are there? Nine?
Nine.
The first 8 seasons are building towards this mystery woman who Ted falls in love with and they have children. How Did I Meet Her? And
Hmm.
Tracy, Kristen Milotti, is that her name?
Yes,
She
I
does
think.
an incredible thing where we meet her and it makes sense. She does
Yeah.
not let any, for me at least, she did not let us down. I can understand why, like, oh shit, I get this. Like, everyone loves her. I can see her chemistry with each character. I can see
Hmm.
her chemistry with Ted, and then they killed her. Because
Yeah,
they,
they give her one episode and
they
it's
wrote
phenomenal.
themselves into a corner.
Yeah, yeah. No, she's so good. Like
Yeah,
she has one like really emotional moment after she like breaks up with her one boy, or before she breaks up, I guess. And it's so solid.
yeah.
She does a great job.
Ending
Really good.
wise,
Yeah.
Community's better.
Yes,
Consistently
but
though, what would you
consistency.
say? How I Met Your Mother
How I
doesn't
Met Your Mother
take a
has
dip
nine
in quality,
seasons.
does it?
Yeah, has
Would you say,
nine really
yeah,
good seasons. It has some weird storylines that aren't necessarily great. Like I'm not a huge fan of Zoe.
no. Okay.
Um, but again, Community, much like the first three seasons are better, but as a
Yeah.
whole, the
All right,
show is
let's go through this. Which has better characters?
Community.
Which has better
Community,
character
Community.
dynamics? Okay.
I would say Community. But I like Marshall and Barney and
Yeah,
Lily a
love that.
lot.
Love that three-way
Yeah,
in season
yeah.
7. Super hot.
Yeah, you don't expect it. You don't
Yeah, it
expect
comes
it at
out of
all.
nowhere. Which is better written?
First three seasons, Community,
Yeah.
but as a whole, probably How I Met Your Mother.
Okay, so that's one
Like I
point
said,
to
like we talked about
Community.
this earlier,
Yeah.
how I Met Your Mother tells stories better than almost any show, I feel like.
Which accomplishes more as a show?
What do you mean by that?
Because we talked about in our last episode how Community kind of acts as a framework where you plug in an idea and then
Hmm.
that framework gives you a expression of that idea. So you can plug in, like, you have the characters, you have the world, the setting, and then you're like, okay, I have an idea to do a paintball episode. You plug that in and then out comes something amazing. How I
Hmm.
Met Your Mother, though, does it accomplish anything in terms of the storytelling, would you say?
I mean, it has a lot of very interesting, like
Right.
just weird ass episodes, I feel like. Not to the same degree as Community, but they are able to do that kind of thing to a slightly smaller degree, I feel like.
Okay, what would you rather see get a revival? This isn't really this doesn't reflect quality, I guess. But
Yeah,
like, because we
I
are
would
getting the
say
Community movie, would you want to see a How I Met Your Mother movie
no, because
about
inherently Tracy's gone and I don't want to see anymore.
what if it's a
Like
time travel narrative where Ted goes back in time to
yeah,
he
there's canonically time travel, technically.
really? How?
Yeah, there's an episode where there are two episodes where we see older versions of characters, and one of them might be just in Ted's head, but the
I
other
thought they
one,
were all in Ted's head.
well, there. So I think you know the one I'm thinking of, where there's both
Yeah.
older Barneys and older Teds. There's one where Marshall says something about, oh, if there's time travel, like older me, send a sign, and
Okay.
then they think that nothing's sent, and then they end up getting a basket of wings or something, and then
Oh,
you see Wendy the waitress go up to an older Marshall at a different table and be like, oh, sorry the wings were too hot, and older Marshall was like, no, it's not that they were too hot, I just had already eaten wings,
I
and it was
remember
because
this.
he's eating that currently at the other table. So canonically,
Okay.
there is time travel.
So then we can create a movie where Ted goes back in time and then somehow gets Tracy not to have cancer.
She has,
Or he falls in love with her earlier, so they have more time together.
yeah, that's a real. This is the main appeal of How I Met Your Mother for me, and I've told you this before, and I guess I kind of mentioned it earlier. The emotional moments in How I Met Your Mother are like unrivaled for me.
Okay.
Because the one that made me think of that is that you have this scene of how Ted was talking about what he would do if he could go back in time and have more time with Tracy, how he like books it to the door.
Right.
And you get this really emotional and powerful moment. And they have those throughout the show, like with Marshall's
Dad.
father, when Marshall's father dies, when Marshall, like Lily goes to San Francisco and that kind of stuff. And there's just constant talk about like change, about how like dynamics like change again. I couldn't think of a different word. And there's just so much like real life that's put into the writing and the story, and they handle it so well. And as someone who like was watching this when a lot of that stuff was going on, it like helped me a lot. So I'm just, why'd you put Community?
Well, no, I'm just
Oh,
I remember we were doing a score thing. I couldn't remember what
yeah.
we actually had, so I just added two for each. And I don't know why. I guess it gives it to Community because it's on top.
Yeah, but like that right there is just what impacts me so much more, and why I lean to How I Met Your Mother for just everything. I feel like Community's funnier as a whole, not as a whole, but in those first three seasons again,
Right.
and has better characters, like you said, is in most situations is better written, even though I think How I Met Your Mother tells stories better.
Yeah.
but How I Met Your Mother just resonates with me and probably more people, so much more than Community, because there's not really that many powerful scenes in Community. It's just
I'm trying to think of
a
some.
very well written show, very well written characters, great dynamics. They handle absurdity very well with like the modern warfare, and they can do anything, like you were talking about
Yeah.
the framework. But I don't think there's really times where they'll have an ending of an episode and it just hits so hard.
Maybe I'm trying to think. Maybe when Jeff is running through the rain, you think he's going to profess love to Annie, but he goes to that one guy, Rich, and he's like, "People like you. Why? I don't get it. How can I be like you?" And then Rich is like, "Come on in, buddy."
Yeah, and then they don't have a friendship anymore after
No.
that.
Uh,
Yeah. And I'm sure I could like the ending was one that kind of works. Like that one was Troy leaving kind of.
yeah.
But those are the only two I can think of right now. And I can think of a lot more with How I Met Your Mother. Like the ticking clock episode where Barney like comes back to Robin in the bar and kind of looks at her and she like shakes her head to say that she didn't break up with what's his face. And then you just like can kind
Um,
of see how like horrible that was for Barney.
right.
Yeah. And then the bunch of other ones that I mentioned already. The one with when Ted realizes that he's completely alone in the bar and is just sitting there by himself. That's what alone means. I don't know why I reiterated it.
No, you
But
have to. It's a podcast. It's an audio medium. We have to fill the time.
yeah.
Okay. So are you gonna go with How I Met Your Mother?
Yes. But this, like I said, this is one that I go back and forth on
Right.
constantly.
Yeah.
And I don't think you'd agree.
No, I wouldn't.
I don't think you'd have How I
But
Met Your Mother this high to begin with.
no, I really like How
But
I Met Your Mother. I probably wouldn't, but would have beat it out. Well, would have beat The Big Bang Theory.
and
Would
you
have
can't
beat.
say
I
Fleabag.
can though, because I've seen the first like 6 episodes like 4 times. Uh, I mean, I probably would have. It would have gotten this far, I guess, and I would have lost to Nathan for You or Atlanta
Okay. Okay.
and New Girl.
And New Girl.
But that being okay, so one of the things about How I Met Your Mother for me is it was again like Parks and Rec, one of my first favorite shows.
Hmm.
It meant a lot to me. I think I rewatched it. I had seen it twice up until 2020, and then in 2020, I rewatched again with the family,
Hmm.
and I loved it. I had expected it not to hold up for a variety of reasons. One of which being, culturally, we've moved past the glorification of like Barney.
Yes. Yeah. I agree with that.
And there were certain things where I was like, I imagine like I'd watch it and it'd be a little bit kind of like, oh, this is a very much a product of its time.
Hmm.
But I didn't feel that way in rewatching it. It's still very much held up. I had
Hmm.
a newfound appreciation for it. Like before rewatching it, I would have been like, yeah, that ending sucks. When I saw the ending, I didn't think it was good, but I didn't hate it. I was like, okay, well, just the sort of catharsis of seeing a show come to an end.
Hmm.
I felt that, even though I didn't like it. I was like, it's
Hmm.
still over. That's a bookend for this period of my life. So I was like, okay, I emotionally it meant a lot to me. But as time goes on again, what year is it? 2040? Like I
Yeah.
haven't seen it in a while. And I do remember it fondly. I have a very astute awareness of how much it affected me when I rewatched it for the third time. But again, like it doesn't stick with me like Community does.
Yeah. I think that makes sense. And it does stick with me, obviously, which is
Yeah, and
why I have it so far. Yeah.
this is entirely opinion based.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
and I think, you and I have varying opinions on certain things. Everyone out there, this is a bracket on an individual level in terms of what it means to you personally.
Hmm.
And there are certain things that one can recognize, like in terms of like achievement for TV or like how well written it is, like the impressiveness of the piece of filmic media as like an entry into the lexicon of the world. Like Fleabag is probably like the best thing on this list. Or maybe Atlanta. Again, I haven't finished it.
Bag.
But like if we were doing this in like an AI objective sort of way and there was some criteria in terms of how we could rank these,
Hmm.
I think Community would be up here. I don't think How I Met Your Mother would.
I can understand that. Yeah.
But that being said, How I Met Your Mother, it's not like it would have lost in the first round. I think Community did a lot for the medium as a whole.
Hmm.
It's a cult favorite. Anyone who's seen it, it's like one of their favorite shows. At least in
Yeah.
my experience when I talk to people who've seen Community. But if we were doing this entirely based on like popular opinion, The Office would have won or New Girl. It would have been The Office
Or
versus New
Friends.
Girl. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And I want to make it clear. People like argue about How I Met Your Mother is like a worse Friends. No.
Friends
How I Met Your Mother is a better Friends by a lot.
yeah. Would you say
Yeah.
so? Oh, Seinfeld would have won.
Oh, for you?
If you
Yeah.
no, it would have won. I would have been in the top 4 for me. I didn't put that in here
Okay.
because I know you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But there are,
that's what I was wondering at first, but then you said it was completely me, so I was like, okay,
yeah,
fair
there
enough.
are certain sitcoms that I have seen that you have not, which I would have included on this bracket. Seinfeld, Veep,
Mhm.
Silicon Valley, Letterkenny, Cheers. I've seen a good chunk of. I'd probably put it on there, but it wouldn't get very far, even though I thought it was pretty okay.
Okay.
But I'd say How I Met Your Mother is better than Friends,
Oh yeah.
in my opinion. And you know how I was mentioning that when I was rewatching how before I rewatched How I Met Your Mother recently, relatively, I guess, I was
Hmm.
worried that it wouldn't hold up because there are certain things in that show that we have moved past as a
Hmm.
society. One of the problems I have with rewatching Friends, I haven't seen all of it. I probably have, but like not in sequence. There's a lot of gay panic in Friends. And I'm
Yeah.
not trying to condone it. I don't condone it, but like that's a product of its time. But going
Yeah.
back to watch it, I'm like, this is upsetting and strange to watch.
Yeah.
But
No, I agree.
yeah, I don't know. I People always say like, what was the ordering of most popular show in the world? It was like Seinfeld and then Friends and then How I Met Your Mother. Like there's like a timeline where they kind of feed into one another, like one ends, the next
Hmm.
begins. I would say Friends is probably the weakest out of those three, in my opinion. I don't think it's bad for everyone out
Yeah, no,
there.
it's a very good
It's
show.
fine. Curb Your Enthusiasm I would have put in here, but I don't think
Uh,
you've seen
I have not,
enough of
no.
that, if any. But
I have not seen any.
well,
That's yeah.
that does it, gang. How I Met
Yeah.
Your Mother is officially the official podcast or
It's
official.
Rhystopher's top tier sitcom.
Yeah. Do you think that the fact we did this bracket means that we can't eventually do a tier list? Is that like doubling down too much, you think?
It'd have to be a while, I'd
Well,
say.
yeah, it's not
I
going to be
don't
like
think you could,
next
yeah.
week. But well, yeah, I mean,
But I think eventually,
this is an
because
official ranking of
yeah,
Reese's sitcoms.
this is just a bracket style. Like
Yeah.
ones that I would put top tier might have lost much earlier.
Right, like Superstore.
Yeah.
Is there anything that I didn't include on this that you wish I had?
Not off the top of my head. I'm actually pulling up my list right now to make you guess.
Oh,
But
perfect.
I don't think there's any sitcom because like I guess Rick and Morty, but we talked about that. We did choose animated, and there are some animated shows that I might have put on there if we had it, obviously. Let's see. No, the end of the effing world isn't
No.
a sitcom. Search Party. I'm surprised you didn't put that.
I don't know if I would call that a sitcom. It
That's fair.
is sorta. It's more in line with like Atlanta than it
Yeah.
is New Girl.
I think that's the only other one I can think of right now.
Okay.
Because I've seen a couple more
Well,
sitcoms,
I
but
could have
none of
put
them
in
that I think
Family
would
Guy.
deserve to be in this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, let's see. I'm scrolling through some stuff.
Well, we had that 90s show in there initially. That was just like one to
Yeah,
have
that would have
to
lost
lose.
immediately.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
if it was that 90s show versus How I Met Your Father?
I was physically capable of finishing that 90 show, and I was not
Okay.
How Much Your Father. So I'd have to pick that 90 show, which I don't think surprises because I care more about How I Met Your Mother than I do that 70 show.
Okay.
So it being a disgrace annoys me
All
more.
right. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot.
Are you gonna make me guess your top 10 ordering?
Yes.
Okay, what do we have in there?
No. You
Am I
are
guessing
you
what
asking
they
yourself
are?
or me?
No, like, am I guessing what they are, or are you going to tell me what the 10 are and I put them in order?
No, you're guessing both what they are and in what order.
Okay. Community, How I Met Your Mother, Fleabag, Dark.
Is this just guessing order or is this guessing what they're
I'm gonna
ordering?
guess what they all are.
Okay.
I
Well,
need
okay,
to
wait.
write
You
this
said
down.
community? How much? Yeah. You
Okay, I'm gonna text you.
can text me? Okay. We have a
Community.
chat. You can just use the chat.
Oh, good idea. Because then it can actually be in the video. How do I open
Or
the
you can do a
chat?
whiteboard. Hold up.
Okay.
Oh, I can't open a whiteboard during a screen share.
I can't. How do I do that?
Do you see the stuff at the bottom where you can click stuff?
Mine's at the top. Wait, what? Yours is at the bottom?
Yeah, the like that says participants, chat, share screen, summary.
Oh, can you not see my mine or
No,
like
I only see what's on your I only
my
see the bracket.
Oh, good. That means it's not gonna have the picture of you and I in there.
Well, I can see us.
Oh, fuck. Well, yeah, but doesn't matter. All right, how do I go to all right, where's whiteboard?
It's next to reactions.
I don't
You
have
might have
that
to stop
option.
sharing screen though. I don't know.
Oh, here we go. I figured it out. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba. I have to fucking, can you see it now?
Yeah, you can use a text bar or text box too if you'd rather do that than write it. I don't know if you have a stylus or whatever. Nailed it.
What else did I say?
You said
Fleabag, Dark,
Fleabag, Dark. There's one other you said. Let me. Oh,
end
Brooklyn
of
Nine-Nine.
the fucking world, B99. I don't think I actually said B99. You just gave that one to me. So that's two, four,
No, no,
six.
you said it earlier.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. That's why I said it.
Oh, I
I guess
didn't
I
mean
was
to. I
confirming
don't
you were
think I
right.
meant to.
Yeah, I
Oh
guess
shit.
that was
Okay.
confirmation, but yeah.
Two,
So we
four,
have
six.
four more, and I think you can get all of these. Wait, which four don't you have? One, two, three, four, five, six. Are you missing?
I don't know, man. It's my problem
Oh,
here.
oh, oh, oh.
Is Rick and Morty in there?
I don't know. Is it?
No,
No,
I imagine
it's not.
not. Okay.
It used to be.
BoJack? Is BoJack in there?
Yeah,
Okay.
Horsey Man.
All right, that's seven. Suits? Suits
I
in
think
there?
it. God no.
I don't think you would have put Breaking Bad.
No,
Just
it's close. I have two lists on queue. One of them
I
is
just
top 10 favorite. No, don't look.
okay, damn it.
And one of them is honorable mentions, and Breaking Bad is honorable mention. Like I ranked
Okay.
the honorable mentions and how close they are
All right. Oh, Avatar, of
being added.
course.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And whenever I switch them, I will like rotate. It's like a queue. Right now, the closest to joining is Fargo. Fun
I'm
fact.
gonna do this so I can actually move them around.
Oh, that's smart.
I know I'm a genius. I'm a genius Zoom boy. Fleabag.
You're tech savvy little guy. Okay, there are two more. You should be able to get both. I feel
Have
like
I seen both of them?
yes.
Okay, well I
Whether or not you finished
know
it, I can't tell you.
uh
Actually, I know
The
I
Good Place.
you for sure. Yeah, it's in it. You've not finished one, and I know for a fact you finished the other.
Okay. Did I tell you to watch both of them? Two, four, six, eight.
I don't know if you told me to watch. You told me to watch The Good Place. I don't think you told me to watch the other, but I could be wrong. I think I just ended up watching the other.
Uh what? There we go.
Can you just highlight all of them? Yeah.
Apparently, but just part of them. Okay. Ba-dum-bum,
So you have one more.
oh, Jesus. I have finished this one.
Yes,
Did we talk about it
I know
today?
for a fact. No.
Okay, so it's not a sitcom. Or it is, but we didn't mention it. God damn, okay.
I don't think you'd put this insanely high, but you do like the show a lot.
Have we talked about it on the show?
At
Not
some
today,
point,
but in
I'm
general.
sure we have
Okay.
at
Fuck.
some point. Not like it was never a main focus, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
there's no way we haven't brought it up.
Is it super obvious?
I
8, 10.
kinda
All right, which show on this list is it most similar to?
BoJack Horseman, I guess.
Okay, so it's depressing. Is it animated?
It's animated. It's not
Oh,
necessarily that depressing,
I was
but
not
that
looking in
might
the right place in my brain. It's
yeah,
an
that's the one
animated
thing that might
show.
have helped
Archer.
you.
Is it Archer?
Yes, it's Archer.
Ah,
I love Archer.
Archer's great, man.
Yeah, and I know for a fact because
Didn't
we
end
we
very well.
watched that we watched the ending together.
Yeah, okay.
When I was back in Europe from
Dark.
wherever I lived. I
Where's
forgot the
Atla?
city you chose.
You're in Glasgow, bro.
Glasgow.
Okay. No, you already did that one in the video. I almost moved Fleabag above.
Do
How am I doing so far? Okay, so I've got Dark at number one.
you want me to like wordle it where I'm tell you how many are right, or do you want me to actually
Yeah,
do
yeah,
like
yeah. No, Wordle it.
okay.
Wordle.
Well, gotta do the entire list first.
Yeah, no, this has got to be towards the bottom.
I can't
Like, I know
see
it's
it.
good, but I don't think it's like,
Okay.
don't Wordle it yet. I'm gonna double check because I'm gonna get it on my
Okay.
first try.
Let me know when you're ready.
You've said in the video that, in today's episode that Dark is your favorite show of all time, I think. But
Is that
you've
what I
also
said?
you've also said about Atla. Okay, Wordle me.
Wordle you? Okay. Wrong. Wait, you can't see my mouse, so that doesn't help.
No.
I was pointing at him. I swear I wasn't just being like, you suck.
Okay, tell me where I'm wrong.
Okay, wrong.
What? Wait, this was wrong? Dark was wrong?
Yeah. Yeah. I think you misremember what I
I
said.
think you said Dark is objectively the best show you've seen.
That is what I said.
Really?
Yeah. I said objectively the best. I did not say it was my favorite.
God damn. I thought
It was
you
kind of
didn't
a
know.
situation where Fleabag's objectively the best out of the sitcoms, but it's not my favorite, you know?
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
okay. Is this
Oh,
your
fuck.
new ordering?
I guess. All right.
Okay, correct. Wrong. Are you just gonna keep moving it down? Actually, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna just tell you this. Wait, move it down. Move it down. Your first three are right.
Oh, okay.
You
First
had
try.
you had the correct ordering. You just had dark too high.
Okay, so
Almost.
these three are correct.
Yes. Okay. Starting at dark. I'm just gonna go through all of them real quick. Wrong,
Wait,
wrong,
wait. Hold on, I'm doing something.
wrong, right. Wait, no.
Wrong, right?
Wait, no. Wrong. Wait, we're on four. Wrong,
Yeah.
wrong.
Fuck. Okay. Also, I probably should have told people what order I had them in initially.
That's a good point. Because
Yeah,
if they
because
can't see it, we're just talking
I think I'm
randomly.
gonna upload this one with the screen, but
You can just block us, can't you?
yeah, but people might be listening to this online or on iTunes. So initially I had Dark Atla Himium Community.
I met your mother.
What?
You say I'm explaining what he meant.
Oh, initially I had Dark Atla Avatar: The Last Airbender, Himium How I Met Your Mother, Community, Fleabag, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, The Good Place, Archer, BoJack Horseman, End of the Fucking World. We got to the point where I'm correct with the first three being Atla, Him Yim, Community, and then the rest is wrong. Some goddamn.
Yes.
You really like Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay,
You really like The Good Place. This is wrong. No offense to End of the Fucking World, but I
you
would have
honestly
put.
might you I think you're gonna be very surprised by my last two.
All right, I'll put this at
But
5. Okay. What I'm trying to think what would get kicked out.
you're
Archer? No. Fleabag, maybe?
do you want me to tell you as you're updating it or wait until you're done?
Hold on. Wait, Dark was wrong where when it was 4, right?
Yeah, when it was four.
Okay. Did I have Archer below BoJack before?
No. You had BoJack second to last, I think.
Okay. How about now?
You have the top five correct
Damn right.
and the 10th correct.
Really, really, really. Okay, then we're gonna go.
Wait, let me make sure the other ones are wrong. Yeah, no. Those four. So he
All right,
has
I'm think you're gonna put The Good Place at 9. BoJack and End of the Fucking World 8. What the hell have I
okay.
done? Okay, my updated one. So the top 5 are confirmed as Atla, Himium, Community, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Dark, Archer. Wait, no, not Archer yet. But I'm gonna
Well,
guess Archer,
yes.
BoJack, End of the Fucking World, The Good Place.
Yeah. Archer and BoJack are correct.
I'm getting there. So then I just move these two.
Yep. So my official top 10, which rotates from time to time, but as of now is Atla, How I Met Your Mother, Community, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Dark, Archer, BoJack Horseman, The Good Place, End of the Effing World, and Fleabag.
Wow, you're a
Yeah.
crazy person.
End of the Effing World and Fleabag kind of go back and forth.
I mean, let me see. I have seen all of these. Haven't seen everything, or haven't seen every season from all of them. But my order would have been Community, BoJack,
BoJack Horseman.
Atla, BoJack Horsey Man, Fleabag. Presumably, Fleabag would have moved up.
Yeah, we finished it.
Dark, Good Place, Archer, Him Yim, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and then End of the Fucking World. So we have none of the same ones, do we?
No, I don't think so.
That's okay. It doesn't matter.
I think Archer's the closest.
I really love Archer. I don't like how it ended though.
Yeah. I feel like if I rewatch The Good Place, it might go up more. Are you- But that's the outside of that, I think. I don't know. It also is a situation where I rewatch a show and because like recency bias, I've seen it
Right.
so now I like think of it fondly.
But also, this wouldn't even be my top 10.
Yeah. Yeah, my
I don't know what my
honorable
top 10 would be.
mentions. I have Fargo, Ted Lasso, Parks and Rec, Breaking Bad, Rick and Morty, 1899, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Young Justice, fun fact, Search
Young
Party, The
Justice.
Office, and then this one I just have a weird guilty pleasure for, but Wednesday. I don't think it'd ever be in my top 10, but I do like it a lot.
Should I watch Wednesday, you reckon?
Yeah, I think it's just a fun little show.
All right, well, that was fun. I'm glad
That was
that
fun.
I'm so good at guessing. I knew you so well. First try, honestly.
Yeah,
Really was.
you got all the shows very quickly.
Which one did I have trouble with? Archer?
Yeah,
I mean, you have shown me your top 10 before, but
still.
I did not remember it well enough, apparently. More. Talk toolbar. Shut up, Zoom. All right, well, should we do an outro? You want to do an outro?
You can do an outro. Circles.
Hold on.
That
I'm
us.
drawing. What do you think? Am I drawing?
Well, I thought you were drawing a person, but now I'm thrown off.
I thought it is a person. That's a mouse with the
Yeah,
tongue
but
out,
oh,
licking his
what's the
nose.
top? Is that his nose?
Yeah, I
I think
haven't
that's what
finished the
threw
nose
that's
part
what
left. Well, initially they were going to be teeths.
okay, that's what threw me off, I think.
I don't think I'm doing its nose correctly. How do I go back? Eraser. Let me redo this. Do an outro while I'm drawing. I'll do an outro while I'm drawing.
I'm trying to remember. We can't do that. We can do the Mario theme song.
Oh yeah, shit. Did you come up with any catchphrases for us?
What was the one that I said that one time? That was completely unrelated.
Oh yeah, I can look real quick. It's not that deep in our
Wait,
text, I don't think.
I'm pulling it up.
Okay. Who's gonna get
Those
there
words don't form a coherent sentence. So that's our catchphrase now, apparently.
No, we got to do a better one. What was my idea for a catchphrase? You said that was terrible.
I would never say that.
I don't think you said that. Those words don't form a coherent. Pathological demand avoidance.
No,
How's that?
you're just saying that to me.
Oh yeah, Brianna had an idea for an outro being
Oh
you
God,
saying
no.
my name is
My
that
name is
embarrassing?
Rhys, and I take everything seriously except basketball.
But we don't have to say that. We can say we are Rand and Reese in the morning, and we take everything seriously except for basketball.
Yeah.
Wow. Beautiful. Okay. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. If not, sorry, but stick around. Like, comment, subscribe if this is on YouTube, which it should be relatively soon. We are found on
Yeah.
iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, uh, pretty much every podcasting platform. You should be able to find us. If there is one that you enjoy a lot and we're not on there, I'd appreciate if you let me know because then I can get us to show up on that thing. But
Yeah. Let me know how great my top 10 list is.
oh yeah, let's leave a little thought, baby, for the audience.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is the Super Bowl and the Deadpool 3 trailer comes out. What are your predictions for it? Wait, I'm gonna upload this podcast on Monday. What did you think of the trailer? Uh, do you think it's gonna save the MCU? Are you confused by anything? Will you see it opening night? Will you see it at all?
Oh
What
yeah.
is Deadpool? That
Why
are
is he
those
dead?
those are your options. Uh, all right, how do I end the recording in this weird fucking Zoom
I don't
thing
know,
I've done?
you get out of the whiteboard.
Nah, I don't know how to do that. I genuinely don't.
Well, okay. Do you
Oh,
know
here
where
we
you
go.
clicked
Stop
whiteboard?
recording.
You just click